after this live, today is the 12th live. After today's live, I will be going live every Sunday. Guys, if you know the things I've rejected just for me to be able to go live, but this is an investment for me. Even though I've rejected like so much money, people who wanted to keep me for themselves, I don't want that. And even if it's so much money I've rejected to do lives with you guys consistently, it's because the work that I do here, I'm seeing the result. I don't want to go do work with people who I don't see results, and even the results, they're not fair. Some people have stopped working with them because they are lazy. I cannot be the only one working. I cannot be the only one working in a group where people are lazy and I'm bringing in money and everybody is come and do the work that I do here and know that I am creating an impact and making a genuine exchange. So that is the reason why I've decided to sign myself out of contracts that were they were bringing me good money, but you know, this is why I always tell you guys, life is about making decisions. Life is about making decisions. It is decisions that you make you quantum jump, quantum leap. Can you reject money? Are you in a position where you can reject a 6-7 figure? Can you reject 2 million? Can you sit and reject money? If you've not reached there, you're not living your life. Because life is about choices. The more difficult choices you make, the bigger the quantum leaps you make. So yeah, I'm just telling you guys that I've signed myself out of a very important, of a very well-paying job, majorly because I want to set my priorities right and do something that belongs to me, something that I'm seeing results from by myself. Hey mama, hey. As usual, as you come in, I would love to know where you're coming in from. Greetings, the Nile, I'm seeing you. Oh, Rare Diamond, you're my subscriber. Thank you so much. The people who subscribe to my stuff, you're really helping, you're really supporting, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. USA is in the house, Nigeria is in the house, Guyana is in the house, Uganda is in the house, New York is in the house, Boston is in the house, Nigeria is in the house, Taiwan is in the house, Eswatini, Lesotho is in the house, Somali is in the house, North Carolina is in the house, good day to connect, good day, Canada is in the house, Mexico is in the house. Let me just pause this or maybe mute. Let me mute that for a second so that I can just hear myself. Amanda G, thank you so much. Nola 11, thank you. You know guys, let me tell you something by the way, just because I've started this early, I just want to, maybe there's somebody in the comment section who is struggling with decision making. Guys, I know there are a lot of people who fuck themselves up because they make decisions following the money and they are living their life path. If somebody was to come to your life right now and offer you that I will pay you this amount of money for you to get out of your life path, would you agree? Because a lot of people, they think what they want is money. I will tell you that what people are looking for out here is not money. It is not money that people are looking for. Because you will reach a point in your life where you will be offered a certain amount of money, and for you to choose between that money and you choosing yourself, and you choosing to do what you enjoy. Guys, when I was rejecting this contract, I felt trembling because it was a lot of money. But deep down inside my heart, I felt like, no, I need to let this go so that I can focus on things that actually resonate with my heart. And literally, even though it was a lot of money, I don't feel like I lost. 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 I don't feel like like I feel free. I feel like I can just sit in my house and do whatever the fuck I want. I feel like I can do what I want. Like literally, I'm at a point where, and you know, I'm in my 20s. In your 20s, trial and error. Your 20s is trial and error. People who are there in their 20s, I'm telling you today, your 20s is trial and error. You can try anything, error it, leave contracts, sign contracts, leave contracts, try work with this one, leave this one. So that just so you can know what is happening in the field. And also something that I will tell you guys, in your 20s, women especially, there's this video that Tony Ton posted. I'm one of the biggest fan of Tony Ton. I love her so much. She's from Nigeria. You see this thing that children have at the top of their head here that usually breathe in and out. This thing that they have at the top of their head here that breathe in and out. That thing does not close until you are 24 years. People, girls, especially women, I'm talking to you. That thing that a child usually have here, that is usually when you can even stick your finger and get into the child's brain if you wanted to. That thing, it does not close on a human being until you're 24 years of age. What does that mean? Until the age 24, the brain doesn't fully develop until you're 24 years of age. The brain does not close itself until you're 24 years of age. Meaning you need 12 years with your people, with your parents, and then you need the 12 years finding yourself. After you've spent the 12 years from year 1 up to year 12 with your parents, year 13 up to year 24, you are supposed to spend it with yourself. That is why we call it adolescence. Adolescence starts at 13, when you are starting to narrow down. Like for example, me, when I go to university, undergraduate, I will study something, and then when I'm going to postgraduate, now I'm narrowing down, I'm specializing. So you, when you are born, by the time you are in your family from age 1 up to age 12, you are an undergraduate. Know that. By the time you hit age 13, up all the way up to the age of 24, that is when you are acquiring now your PhD, you are specializing. So from age 25, that is when you are an adult. From age 25, that is when now you need even downloads. Spiritual downloads will never come to you when you are below the age of 24. I will tell you that for free. Long-lasting, long-term spiritual downloads will never come to you when you're under the age of 24. Because you're still a child, you're still a premature adult. You're still premature. So guys, use those years. When you know that, use those years to specialize. Use those years to know who you are. Use those years to try see who you are. Some people, they are 21 years of age and they want to make that the full. They're like, oh, I'm 21 and this is me. For the rest of my life, this is me. You're making permanent decisions at 21. You're making permanent decisions at 21 when you're still a child. Before you reach the age of 24, you are not supposed to be making any permanent decisions in your life, because before then you are not getting any sacred downloads. The only downloads you get up to the age of 23 are, remember your crown chakra is still open. So you are just absorbing anything from anyone. Anything that makes sense you're absorbing, of which that is how you're supposed to live. That is how you're supposed to live. The life has not yet even started, guys. I'm still just speaking to the 20-something year olds. 20-something year olds who are in a hurry. Because before you reach the age of 24, that is when you get rotten. That is when the society rots you. You start making permanent decisions. You start doing life-changing movements that you're not supposed to be doing. So, people, know that you are, the day is the same as the body and is the same as the year. The day has 12 hours daytime and 12 hours nighttime. That is the same way, that is the same cycle that your body runs on. When you look at the solar system, when does Jupiter, how long does it take for Jupiter to make a full turn? Can somebody check? How long does it take for Jupiter to make a full turn? Somebody check that right now. It is just a Google away. How long does it take Jupiter to make a full turn around the sun? How long does it take Jupiter? Because it's supposed to take 12 years, and then another 12 years, you form one circle. And then again, 12 years from the age of 25, another 12 years, you form a full circle. So, somebody's saying 10 hours. It can't be 10 hours, guys. It can't be 10 hours. 12 years, exactly. Expansion. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Guys, I like people who are in the comment section and you are serious. When I say, I ask things, stop playing with me. I'm not here to play. I know there are people who go live to play. I know there are people who, it's not serious with them. I'm serious. When you come to Swiri Kano's live, know that I'm serious and I'm here to talk about serious stuff. And this serious stuff that I'm talking about, your ancestors will hold you accountable. Because as long as you hear, you will judge from what you've heard. When you listen to me and you hear what I have to say and you think it's a joke, your ancestors will judge you from what you are. Remember, we are connected. We are connected. Your ancestors can send you someone from the streets. Your ancestors will use me to talk to you. And so if you think I'm joking, get out of here and leave me with my serious students. So as I was saying, Jupiter takes 12 years, the planet of expansion, to go around. So for you to expand, it has to be 12 years expansion in memory, 12 years expansion in intuition. So as somebody who is less than 24 years of age, if you are somebody who you are not 24 years and above, it means you are not done yet expanding in intuition. You are done expanding in memory when you are dropped here, you are dropped into a certain family that probably maybe they were Satanist or sewage or a cult or a family of leadership. You are dropped here into a particular family. I want to tell you that family has nothing to do with you. The only thing you have with that family is you have to stay there for 12 years and strengthen your memory. In that family, for the first 12 years of your life, you're supposed to stay in that family to strengthen your memory. After that 12 years, now you enter into adolescence. Naturally, this is the natural cycle of the planet. Now you enter into adolescence. When you enter into adolescence, you start receiving pimples. If you're somebody who you come from a lineage that has left you trauma and so many things to deal with, you start receiving pimples, meaning you start to narrow down. You start to narrow down. You start to specialize. Who am I? Who am I? Yes, I was born in the family of Okumu. I was born among Jokabur. I was born in the village of Kaboch. But then when you reach 13 years old, now you start wondering, which part of the world did I reincarnate from? What am I here to do? What is my purpose? And then during that time is when you find a lot of kids, they are contrasting. When they compare the juxtaposition between them and their family, they see a lot of contrast. Because then they came here as a soul maybe that was rich, and then they are born into a family that is poverty-stricken. So you start to specialize. Because if you are born in a family that is poverty-stricken and you don't specialize, then you remain in that poverty. But puberty comes to help you to specialize. Puberty is the time that comes to ask you, now sit down. You've seen where you were born for the past 12 years. What do you want to keep and what do you want to destroy? What do you want to keep and what do you want to purge? From the 13 years of age, that is the question you are answering, up to 24 years of age. Before you reach 24, you are not done answering that question. Always know that. So when you meet people who have passed their 24 years of age, and they're still slacking and they're still in poverty, know that they've chosen to remain like that. When you see people past 24, the way they are living their lives, know that that is the specialization that they've made. That is what they've chosen. But then when you see somebody who is less than 24 years of age, know that they're still specializing. And the first 12 years, you used to specialize in memory. And then the next 12 years, you used to specialize in intuition. So by the time you are reaching 24 years of age, you are a full adult. These permanent decisions in your life, you should start making them at 24 years of age. That is the time that you're supposed to be making permanent decisions in your life. Somebody is asking me, life happens, though what if, there's nothing like life happens. So what if their house gets flooded and lose them? Let me tell you, life happens according to honor. Intuition comes before memory. Anything you see in memory, know that it already happened in intuition. There's nothing like life just happened. That is a statement that I only expect to hear from men. Because it is men that don't know what is going on this particular planet. As a woman, you should never say that things happen. Things happen that are divinely orchestrated by your action, your thoughts, your feelings. How you show up in the world. Those are what make things to happen. If you just decide to sit in your house and never get out of your bed for the rest of your life, nothing will happen. And you know what? I'll give you 30 days and you will be gone. 40 days and you will be gone. So things happen because people happen. Never say that things just happen. When your house is being flooded, know that emotions in your environment are spilling over. Floods does not set foot in a house of people who are emotionally balanced. It will never. It will never. And you know, the reason why people think that things just happen is because you don't believe in God. You don't believe in the power of the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness is constantly arranging people. When you find yourself, you've been arranged in a way that you find yourself in a house that is flooding, it is not a coincidence. You did not just find yourself there because somebody hates you. No. It is because of how you are living spiritually. When I find you in a house that is flooding, I can already tell that you are people who don't address emotions. You are people who you live emotions, things happen and you leave them there. Things happen and you leave them there until it reaches a point where you cannot leave them there anymore. It floods. Even death is not a coincidence. Even accidents. People who get into a bus and then all of them, they go and they die. It was the universe that was picking, okay, this one's time is over, let me put them in this bus. This one's time is over, let me put them in this bus. This one's time is over, let me... It is never a coincidence. Nothing happens as a coincidence. Nothing is an accident on this planet. And the sooner you start living your life like that, knowing that, the better it will be for you, because you will get yourself out of victimhood. A lot of people embrace victimhood because they think, oh my God, somebody else is calling the shots somewhere. You call the shots and we call the shots together. The way we live our lives together is like we are in a school. Earth is a school. Earth is a school where whenever everybody is being called for assembly and you are late, you are cut off. When everybody is being told, follow the astrological weather, this is how we are dancing today in this school, and then you start dancing, you will be cut off. And you know the beauty about the planet is that the planet is a very orderly entity. The planet is a very orderly entity. It does not give a fuck about you coming to beg that, oh my God, you know, when it is time, it is time. When the bell rings, the bell rings. And when everybody else is in one unison and you are on the opposite, you are removed. Go back into the abyss. Go back into the melanin. Go back into the black hole so that, you know, you can now support us from the divine feminine. Because the divine feminine is the black hole, the nothingness, the space. The space is a woman. Space is a woman. The black hole is a woman. The unknown is a woman. And that is why us as entities, we get into space and then we put something in space. When you get into space, you have to put something into space for it to grow. The same way a man has to come ejaculate into a woman for a woman to have a baby. Literally what is without light, without the sun, without the celestials, it's feminine. It's feminine. It's a feminine force. And it is very motherly. It is very motherly. I did not say that it is very kind. The universe is not kind. It is motherly. If you have a mother, you know what motherly is. It is very motherly. Meaning, no shit taken. The feminine rage is there through thunders. So that is one thing we should always know. No victimhood. Nothing happens by a coincidence. Huyu rafiki yangu na Jerry. I don't know what you're talking about. What about witchcraft? Witchcraft is the ability to manipulate energy. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. It's just that we don't know that we're doing it. And witchcraft is literally a whole, a word on its own. Meaning it has positive and it also has a negative. It's an entity. Witchcraft is an entity. It has positive aspects and negative aspects. Everybody, especially women, are capable of they do witchcraft every day. Can I tell you the easiest way you do witchcraft? When you gather somewhere, you are talking about someone. They are hearing it. If you're talking positively about someone and you're with your friends, you're talking positively about them, they will feel that positivity. They will feel that positivity in their lives. Like for example, if you guys come and you sit and you start talking about me, start saying, oh, Swiri Nyar Kano is such an entity, whatever, saying positive things, my spirit will feel it. My spirit will feel it. If you sit down and you start slandering my name, talking shit about me, my spirit will feel it. My spirit will feel it. But now, how you respond, you cannot control what happens to you. I cannot control what happens to me, but I can control how I respond. Whenever you are, guys, witchcraft is constantly always happening. Whenever you're seated somewhere and you just feel a pain in your stomach, you know, I'm sure you've ever felt this. You're just seated somewhere and then there's a sharp pain in your stomach. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what to do. These things don't happen out of the blues. If at all there was a space camera that would show you what is happening everywhere at the same time, then you would know why the things that happen to you happen to you. Even the random pains that you feel throughout the day, they just don't come out of nowhere. But people are busy paying attention to the wrong things. These are the things you need to be paying attention to. When your head starts paining out of nowhere, that is something that you need to pay attention to, guys. Why is my head paining out of nowhere? What does my head represent? It represents my authenticity. My authenticity is under attack somewhere. And then when you know that, now you pray about it, or you do what is necessary to take the medicine so that you stop. That is what witchcraft is. Because now you are not a victim to witchcraft. Witchcraft is not more powerful than you. Witchcraft only works against you if you have a receptor. If you have a receptor. For example, I am somewhere, my head is paining me, my authenticity is being attacked, and during that time, I decide to do the most inauthentic thing. Then you die. You die. If somebody is attacking your authenticity, and then you do the most inauthentic thing in that particular point in time, you've accepted. It's like you've said, oh, let me accept everything that they're saying about me. You die. That's how you develop permanent situations. Because all diseases, they're not permanent. No disease starts permanently. Every disease starts slowly, until you reach a point where it is irreversible. But usually when it is starting, you can always reverse. For example, you're somewhere, somebody's attacking, your stomach just starts paining out of nowhere. And women, you have this a lot. There's a lot of women who, ulcers, H. pylori, whatever, is always paining you. You don't know that it is coming from the people around you, slandering you to misunderstand yourself. What does the stomach represent? Virgo. Your self-analysis. If people start misunderstanding you and talking about things that are misunderstanding you, and then you feel your stomach is paining, the first thing you need to do is start understanding yourself immediately. And then you will reverse that witchcraft there and then. You don't even need to start looking that, oh my God, who is this? Nobody has a specific enemy on this planet. We have entities that we feed on a daily basis, and it is these entities that either decide you live or you die. So you should never start looking for individuals that, oh my, who is that? But if you are psychic enough, these feelings, they will come to you with names. Your arms will start paining, and when you shift your attention to it, a name will come up. But you can never notice these things if you are not paying attention to your body. Your body is your God, tells you everything. Your body is the biggest snitch. Your body is the biggest snitch. If you want a snitch, you don't need to pay people that, oh, by the way, go keep an eye on me on so and so that they don't talk about me. People will talk about you. If you want a snitch that will never get you in trouble, trust your body. Your body will always come. The thoughts. Some people, you are so noisy. Your environment is so noisy, the thoughts are numb. You can never hear. But I'm telling you, the thoughts, they're always coming. They're always coming. Even when you start listening to what your body is telling you about people. Trust that. Especially if you're somebody who you know you are psychic and you know you want the best for yourself. If you know you are somebody who you want the best for yourself, Trust your mind. Your mind will always, it will come with a thought, oh Sharon. And then the thoughts that are following the thought of Sharon will tell you everything that Sharon thinks about you, everything that Sharon says about you. Your mind will tell you if you follow that thought train. Some people cannot even follow their thought train. They cannot. They cannot even follow. This is why you need to meditate. Follow your thought train. Your body is the biggest snitch. Why? Because your body is in contact with everyone at every time. How? You breathe in air every day. You drink water. Everybody breathes in air. Everybody drinks water every day. Everybody uses fire every day. The elements are the snitches. Everybody walks on the ground every day. Everybody interacts with earth, with soil every day. So those are the snitches. As long as you're interacting with the elements, you are interacting with everybody. You only need to now lower the noise. Live above the noise. Reduce the outside noise so that the inside noise can take charge. Some of you have outside noise that are so loud. And by then, let me just talk. We are going to do the anthem when it hits time so that we start our live. But as I wanted to say, some of you trust the outside noise more than you trust the inside noise. So you know the outside noise can be contaminated. You will be sitting with someone and then somebody will come and tell you that, oh, by the way, I had so-and-so was talking about you. I think so-and-so doesn't like you. Those are outside noise. You should never listen to outside noise. Never listen to outside noise. Outside noise can be manipulative. Outside noise will tell you that, by the way, you know these people hate you so much when they are the one that hates you so much. So stop listening to the outside noise and go back into listening to the inside noise. The inside noise will even have people coming on your For You page to give you the tea. The inside noise is so magnetic, it will have a stranger tell you the truth. Believe that you are part of this world. Believe that this world is always rooting for you to succeed. And the only rule is you must stay to yourself, you must stay alone. Because as long as you are somebody who you are projecting on the inside, you are zoomed out. You're listening to everybody outside, you have too many connections outside. The moment you have too many connections outside, you have less connections inside. And so then outside noise becomes louder than the inside noise. Who are the inside noise ones? The ancestors. Trust that, guys. I know we live in a society that tells you should not trust your inside thoughts. They're lying to you. Those are witches that were busy telling our ancestors, don't listen to yourself. How can you listen to yourself? Who are you supposed to be listening to? Who is with you every time of your life? Who has been with you since you were born and will be with you when you die? So if somebody comes and tells you that, don't listen to this person who will always be with you. They were with you when you're born. They were with you. They will be with you when you die. They are with you everywhere. When you're in trouble, when you are happy, they are with you. And then somebody is coming to tell you, don't listen to that person. And when you listen to that person, they tell you you are experiencing psychosis. You are experiencing schizophrenia or whatever. You are experiencing bipolar. These white people's names that they've come up with to diagnose everyone. One thing I will tell you, Europeans will diagnose you if they cannot defeat you. You will see them even here on TikTok. They will always diagnose you if you're somebody who you listen to your body, because then they have people they listen to. They have entities they listen to. And this is going to be a very big clash. And this is why Africans, you need to wake up, because you don't know what is coming. Europeans are coming. The people who murdered your ancestors are coming, and they're coming with all the gaslight in the world. They're going to gaslight. If you are weak, you will be thinking, oh my God, where is Nyar Kano to argue for me? I will not be there to argue for you. These people will kill you on a broad daylight. They will convince you that you're sick in broad daylight. And if you are mental, if your psyche is not strong, you will fall for it. They're already doing it. And I will tell you one thing, they have hard immunity. They are together. These people are together so much that even just liking, and they know, the descendants of the colonizer know that hate is the killer of any big entity. They know that hate is the killer of love. And so what they do, they will make you hate yourself. They will make you hate yourself. They will make sure you feel like you're hated by everybody so that you hate yourself. And I wonder how the African Americans deal with them, because even on TikTok I just see these people, they will post something nonsensical or something that is worshipping their stupidity and their ancestral stupidity. And then they will be in the comment section, they will be liking them more, like they'll make sure that the comments that support them, they like it the most. So that somebody who, if you're there, you're telling the truth, they will make sure that even through the liking of the comment, they'll make sure that you feel alone. And they do it like spamming. I don't know whether they have a lot of accounts. Africans, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. These people, they have accounts. Like you'll find one person with 1,000 accounts. And then when they say something, they take those 1,000 accounts, they like it. And then when you who was telling them the truth, you remain there with your one like in your comment. And it is a psychological play. They are playing with you psychologically to make you feel like, oh, nobody likes you, by the way. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for these things. And this is why I tell you, detach. Say your truth, detach. Say your truth, detach. A war is coming, and it is going to be an online war. And a lot of Africans are afraid of hate. A lot of Africans don't like to seem like they are hated. And the white man, the colonizer, they know that. They know that as a black man, you love to be loved. You love love. You love. It's just love. And hate is what they're going to use to kill a lot of us. Because some of us are not ready. And you're going to die. I've already seen a lot die. And me, I know if you die online, you're dead. The entity that you're working with, gone, left, dead. So my people, you need to stand your ground. Even if you find yourself on these online platforms, it's already happening. You're going to find yourself among Charlie the Milio fans or Billie Eilish fans or whatever. If you find yourself under such circumstances, stand with your truth. Stand with your truth, because they will make you want to hate yourself. But don't fall for it. I'm just talking to you guys. I'm just telling you what is already going on outside there. Okay, I'll talk about Chira. But I'm going to be prepared, okay? Be prepared. As long as you know you are standing with your truth, when you find yourself anywhere, even if you find yourself on a table with Elon or whatever the people respect, stand your ground with your truth. Stand your ground with your truth. The truth has its own spirit, and even if it is not seen in the beginning, it will be seen. Stand by your own truth. Always stand by your own truth and detach. If you see that you're talking to demons, because you'll know demons are repetitive, they never remove tangible argument. A demon is somebody who you will be talking to them about, okay, let's discuss the bricks, and then they'll start talking to you about, oh, look at your nose. Your nose is so big. Oh, look at you are mentally sick. You know, they will never address the bricks issue. They will never give you they'll never give you any tangible point about the bricks issue. They'll start attacking you as an individual. Stay away from such people. Stay away from such people. When you notice that, detach. Leave. As long as somebody is not feeding you, fucking you, and financing you. If they cannot hear the truth that you're saying, leave it there and go. Leave your truth. And I'm not saying that now you keep quiet. Always speak your truth. Always speak your truth anywhere. Whenever you are and you feel like the wind is blowing in an opposite direction, speak your truth. Always speak your truth. And then leave. Because the word that is coming is psychological. It is psychological, and the certain brains will not withstand that pressure. Certain brains will not withstand the pressure. Anyway, let's do the how do you call it? The anthem. I don't know whether I should take you guys to my sitting room or I just do it from here. Let me try and see if I'll be able to do it from here. Yes, it's able. But I just hope that you guys will be able to hear. And certain people, you said that you're going to sing it with me. And with time, we will just sing it raw. Right now, I'm still putting the background music because certain people, they don't know it yet. But with time, we'll sing it raw. So I'll start, and then after we sing the national anthem, I'll speak a little bit about Chira, brand Chira, and then I'll continue with my things as usual. Life goes on. Sasa wewe mbona unaanza hapa? Okay, tuanze. Twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu sote tuilinde tu. Speak about the anthem. Rishe umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, tujinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu, sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Yeah, we start. What's up, bro? What's up? What's up? Why are you falling like that, man? Najaribu kujishow. Rada ni? Rada. Anyway. So, first of all, me, when I talk about this, guys, people who are not from Kenya, in Kenya here, we are a community. Kenyans are people who love each other, in quotes. We love each other in quotes. And we are, especially on TikTok, we've become such a great community. TikTok is a family. I know that even me, when my time comes, people from TikTok will go to my funeral, whether I like it or not. We are together, we are interconnected, we are all a family, and usually that shows when there is a funeral. So, Brand Chira was a content creator on TikTok. And how this boy arrived, me, I will tell you my story. This is my testimony because I will not go to the funeral. This is my testimony for that boy, just from my own eyes. Okay, because nobody sees what you see. The first time I was interacting with Brand Chira, I was just scrolling through my TikTok and I saw Chira, Brand Chira. First, it was an interview from a road somewhere. Somebody was interviewing this boy, and he came, and the first thing he said was, "I'm Chira, Brand Chira," and to me that was so poetic. It sounded like something I've had before. Literally, I will tell you, when I was hearing Brand Chira for the first time, it sounded like something I had before. So it was like, I am Chira, Brand Chira, I am Chira, Brand Chira. That hook, it sounded so poetic to me. It sounded timeless. It sounded like, oh, this must be someone that I must pay attention to. Okay? So that is how I and Brand Chira met. In the beginning, I so much. Oh, thank you so much. In the beginning, I loved the boys so much. I even commented on some of the videos, I think. How much, me, I'm always authentic. If I like something, I will like it. If I don't like it, I will not like it. So that is how I always live. In the beginning, I loved Brand Chira. Why? Because of the vibe. The vibe was just vibing. The vibe was just vibing. Even though he was an alcoholic, the vibe was vibing. And I think the reason why I connected with him so much is because I come also from Kenyans are drunks. Kenyans have been drunkards for the longest time. I grew up in a family where my uncles were drunkards. Some of my aunties and mothers were drunkards. So drunkards is something I grew up watching. So I knew when I saw Brian Chira, I saw he was a drunkard, but then at least a drunkard that can create content, because a lot of drunkards cannot. But then it reached a point where now it was just out of control for me. Like the alcohol was out of control for me. And as somebody who grew up in a family where the alcoholics were very abusive to the women in my life, I am very sensitive when it comes to alcoholics who are violent, alcoholics who become abusive. I am very sensitive towards that. I will never hide. And I don't like people when they drink, they start to abuse other people. So that was where I drew the line with Brand. Like literally the moment I saw the abuses, the insults, I just said, okay, everybody can exist. As I always say, the universe is big enough for everyone to exist. Over there, over there, over there, over there. The same way the sky is big enough for all types of clouds to exist at the same time. So that was where I removed myself from Chira. I did not even... When he died, I checked his account and I realized if he was following me. But me, since that, I did not follow anything. I did not know 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 anything. I did not follow anything. Nothing. Until the death. And maybe that death, it shocked me. Like the first thing I asked myself, this boy came through the road and this boy died through the road. So I went and watched the video that I saw in the introduction video from Chira. Guys, watching this video is like I was watching this boy talk about himself. It was like I was watching this boy say that, talk about his own death. It confused me even for a minute when I was rewatching that video. Because this boy, 16th of December, was when this boy did the interview. And then on 16th of March, the boy dies. So, sure, especially when I was watching his interview, I was like, it felt to me like he was talking about himself. But then that was before I had that his head was whatever happened, like literally whatever happened. So, me, I'm just watching these stories on my For You page, noticing what I'm noticing. And then I noticed something peculiar, something very peculiar, okay? There's this interview that was done 7 months ago by Brian Chira's girlfriend, who was pregnant at the time. The way this girl was talking in this video, this girl, she looked depressed. First of all, I can see depression. She looked like hopeless. You see the way you look hopeless when you don't have a tomorrow to live for? The girl looked hopeless, depressed, confused and everything. So just reading the energy of that girl, I was like, but I thought Chira was gay. I thought Chira did not fuck around with men. And even just with women. And even just seeing the type of person Chira was, I did not even believe that there's a girl that can take him seriously. Okay? Kumbe Chira, before Chira saw the accident, Chira had a girlfriend who was pregnant. Chira was somebody who was, from the way the lady was talking, Chira was somebody who was fully there. You see these boys who are fully there, like when you see a man who is fully there, even when he drinks, he is fully there. I tell you now, I kid you not, this girl looks like a high vibrational being. This Chira's girlfriend, she looks like a high vibrational being. She looks like a woman who would just date anything. So that was Chira is a lesson to Kenyans, all Kenyans, because you know, the Chira that we knew after the accident was not the Chira that was there before the accident. And just listening to the stories, Chira was depressed first of all because he was infected with HIV unknowingly. So probably that is what escalated his alcohol. And then he got himself into a road accident. And you know, alcohol makes you an empty vessel. That is what alcohol does. So when he saw that accident, and then it is through that accident that he got straight into the mainstream of TikTok. As somebody else. The person we interacted with was not Chira. I will tell you that for free. I will tell you that for free. You can take it to the bank. The person that we were interacting with on TikTok was not Chira, Brian Chira. That was a vessel that had EABL. Me, I'm now calling it EABL. You know, people who die on the road due to alcohol, due to alcoholic stuff, I usually call them EABL people. EABL is our spirit on the road. It's our spirit on the road. We were interacting with EABL because Brian Chira is dying at the same time that EABL is dying. Brian Chira is dying at the same time that EABL is dying. But I feel like the true Brian Chira died in December 16th. The true Brian Chira died in December 16th. This one that we had from December 16th to 16th of March was an empty vessel that was being used by anything. And even when he was abusing us, I told you guys, because that was the instinct that I got. Brian Chira was a vessel where people were projecting on. People, especially alcoholics, who they hate. There are people they hate, but they cannot go and tell them that I hate you. So they use certain vessels to tell those people, I hate you, I think you're a hoe, I think you're a hoe. So Brian Chira was just a vessel that Kenyans used to tell us that they think you're a hoe. It was a vessel that was being used to do anything, anyone could use it, anyone could use it. But behind it all, I know there is a lesson that vessel was here to teach. And as we continue, you know, it is the day that reveals. It is the day that reveals. As we continue with this thing, you will see what the revelation was. And personally, I will tell you, people who depend on alcohol, there are people, there are TikTokers who cannot go live without alcohol. Chira has left. Start looking for alternative. Start looking for alternative. Because some of you only loved Chira because, you know, he was an alcoholic, was normalizing alcohol, and you are also, you know, deep down, you're also an alcoholic. You cannot function without alcohol. So people who cannot function without alcohol in Kenya, start looking for alternatives. Because the things that you are holding because of alcohol, they are going to slip through your fingers like this. EABL is dying. And guys, me personally, I will not tell you that I don't drink alcohol. I engage with alcohol. I engage with the water signs. But for you to engage with the water sign, you know, men like to engage with the water sign a lot, but you cannot stomach emotions. As a man, you should prioritize engaging with air signs the most, because you call yourself logical beings. We are logical beings. We are logical. Engage with the air signs. Because literally, engaging with the water signs, and you cannot hold emotions. It will ruin you. It will ruin you. And alcohol has changed. The frequency of alcohol in Kenya right now has changed. It keeps changing. And if you're somebody who you keep up, you'll know it has changed right now. There are some of you who alcohol will never taste the same for you. It will never taste the same. Alcohol will never be the same again in Kenya. People who loved it, you will not have the same relationship with it again. Especially if you are running to alcohol in order for you to become shitty. You know, there are people who, they rely on alcohol to become shitty. And this I saw even in my family growing up. I saw an uncle who, he was very docile. He could not even say anything in front of anyone without drinking. But after drinking, kila mahali. Such kind of people, Chira has told you that it is over. That's the end. That's the end of it. So if you know that you are somebody who you are dependent, and a lot of TikTokers, they do that. There are TikTokers who can never face you, the audience, sober. If they were told to face you sober, they would rather die. They would rather die. And those ones are the ones you're going to see them bury themselves here on TikTok. After this alcohol phenomenon that has happened with Chira, because we all knew Chira as an alcoholic. You wouldn't think about Chira without thinking about EABL. He was like the entity that was representing alcohol amongst us. And everyone that loved Chira loves alcohol. Anyone that loved Chira loves alcohol, including myself. Okay, towards the beginning, I really did fuck with his energy. But then we are at this point in time where alcohol is bye-bye from Kenya. The high vibrational beings in Kenya are literally, do you know how it is happening? Let me tell you how it's happening. When you engage with any sign, like let's say you engage with water sign or air sign. Now let me start with the water sign, like the alcohols. When you engage with alcohol, you are engaging with the emotions of people who are also drinking it concurrently. So if you're somebody who you live in a low vibrational country and you drink alcohol, it will make you feel bad. It will make you feel terrible. Why? Because the people who are engaging are low vibrational. But right now in Kenya, we are reaching a point where people are rising in vibration. And so because people are rising in vibration, the people who are engaging in alcohol, me included, we are becoming high vibrational. And when we start to engage in alcohol in high vibrational, when you want to swim in that water, you must be high vibrational. So Kenya is going to reach a point where people who are low vibrational will not stand alcohol. And they will leave it by themselves. Nobody will come and tell them that, oh, leave alcohol, leave alcohol. They will leave it by themselves. You will see them leaving it by themselves. Because when the population rises in vibration, low vibrational entities cannot engage anymore. And it is the same with smoking, engaging with air signs. Whenever you're puffing in and you're puffing out, you're puffing in and you're puffing out, in, out, in, out, you're engaging with all entities that are puffing the same thing, you're puffing in and puffing out. So if you live in a low vibrational density, then you're engaging with the low vibrational entities. So these substances, they react to you from who you are. They don't, and where you live. They react with you according to who you are and where you live. Kenyans, you know, high vibrational people in Kenya have been having a terrible time with alcohol. Like literally you drink alcohol and it almost wants to kill you. But it was never the case. If you're somebody who you've gone through low vibrations and then you've reached high vibrations, you can compare. In Kenya, you can compare how alcohol used to make you feel when you are low vibrational and how it makes you feel when you are high vibrational. In Kenya, alcohol when you are low vibrational, alcohol makes you feel good. Why? Because a lot of Kenyans have been low vibrational, low vibrational, low vibrational, low vibrational. But then these low vibrational people, it is the metal, it is the scrap metals that usually make gold. So it is these low vibrational people who have been in Kenya that are now moving together into high vibration. They are moving together into high vibration. And guess what? When they are moving together into high vibration and still drinking their alcohol, if you're somebody who you're still stuck in low vibrations, you are not going to be able to take it sooner or later. Alcohol is something that even the animals, they partake in. But you know, too much of anything is always dangerous. Too much of anything is always dangerous. Because alcohol comes from plants. And most of alcohol, they come from plants. Same way cannabis comes from plants. What I can never even talk about are the likes of, you know, things that don't come from plants like vape or whatever. Those are the things that I would tell you, yeah. What is the difference between low and high vibrational energy? High vibrational energy is energy that has narrowed down. By the way, thank you so much for asking this question, because some people might think I'm judging them when I call them low vibrational. Low vibrational energy is not an abuse. It just means that you've not narrowed down, you've not specialized, you've not gone through your PhD level of living. So you are still Ogandawala, you're still in the bandwagon of everyone. You are still like, you see the way the wheat and the the chaff, when you mix the wheat and the chaff, that is what low vibrational is. Wheat that has been mixed with the chaff together. Now when you separate the wheat, now it's wheat, it is specialized. That is now high vibrational being. You can specialize in dance, you can specialize in healing, you can whatever thing you specialize on that you are doing from a spiritual connotation, it makes you a high vibrational being. But if you are an individual who you've not specialized, it is personal energy. Personal energy is what makes you high or low vibration. Okay? So I hope that is comprehensible. It is just that looking at the pyramids, the lowest level is the lowest vibration. Like the bottom is the low vibration. People who don't have skills that can do things that are $1 million worth. Like for example, an architect. When we are looking at it from the societal point of view, an architect would be a high vibrational being compared to, like, let's say somebody who is border riding. Who's doing work that anyone can do. If you're somebody who you are doing things that anyone can do, you're still at the low vibrational level. But the moment you specialize where now only you can do that thing, the way it is done. It's only you that can do it the way it is done. I don't know what it is, but it is only you that can do it in the way that you do it. That makes you high vibrational. So somebody has said, I got it. Thank you. You're welcome. To my son is such a kind, loving, but struggling with alcohol. Alcohol is generational. You all should start treating alcohol as what it is. This was a generational attack. Alcohol is like HIV among the African people. You must fight it. You must fight and break the curse. Because literally there are people who you've never tasted alcohol in your life, but you come from a lineage of people who have tasted it. And the reason why you've not tasted alcohol is because you are afraid. If you've never tasted alcohol because you are afraid, know that it will kill you or a certain child of yours in the future. You need to reach a point where you are not drinking alcohol because you know it is not for you and you don't want it, and you've made a decision to not engage with it after you've known what it is. Alcohol is a generational curse that is in a lot of African households that must be fought, and you must win against it. You must reach a point where you're winning against alcohol. It doesn't make you a fool. If you've not reached that point yet, know that there's no generational curse you've broken. And if you've not, like literally you're not drinking alcohol, I would advise don't ever drink it. Some of us, we got into alcohol out of curiosity because we came from families that drank it all their lives. But if I was to return to the point where I was before tasting alcohol, I would have never tasted it. Because why? It's not worth it, guys. If you've never drank alcohol, I'll tell you this for free. Don't drink it. I hear this girl, Candy Q, has never drank alcohol in her life. Don't drink it. It's not worth it. There's nothing alcohol will help you with apart from the terrible taste. It's not, guys, literally, I know people who have already tasted alcohol, there's no point of return. Like literally, you know what it is. But just tell people the truth. If you were to go back to a point where somebody told you, before you drank alcohol, and somebody told you, you don't drink it ever again, would you have? Some people started drinking alcohol out of curiosity. It's not worth it. It tastes terrible. It's not worth it if you've never engaged with it. If it is not in your lineage, leave it alone. If it is not in your lineage, leave it alone. The taste is not worth it. You're butchering it when you're tasting it. You're butchering yourself when you're drinking it. But if you're somebody who, this is why I always say, just be authentic. If you come from family that imekanyaga, ukaingia ukaikanyaga, endelea tu kukanyaga. If you drink, just continue drinking. As long as you know the rules. Too much of anything is dangerous. Just continue enjoying, because at the end of the day, there's no trophy. Nobody will give you a trophy for, oh, this one did not drink alcohol all their lives. Here is a trophy for the best non-alcoholic drunker in the world. Somebody will also not come and tell you, oh, this one drank alcohol all his life. Here is a trophy for the best alcohol. Nobody will. There's not such trophies. Just know you're doing it for yourself. Nobody gives a fuck about, if you end up killing yourself, is for you. Okay? So, and don't compete with people. Guys, this thing of lineage, it is true. There are lineages that have broken certain generational curses. So much that their descendants, even if they drink, they will drink, they will never ruin their lives. And then you, perhaps you come from a lineage that has never tasted alcohol. Keep it that way, my friend. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Don't try competing with me, saying that, oh, my Swiri drinks, I'm going to... My DNA, my biology, will protect me when yours will not. So always know yourself. Know yourself. Some of us who come from, literally, personally, I come from a rogue family. Me, I was born in the sewage. I was dropped in the sewage, I'm telling you. So, the same way you see, kids from the slums, they run in dirt. They engage with the dirt, but they never get sick. And then you take a child from leafy suburbs, and you put them in that slum. They will not even last 2 seconds without contacting all manner of diseases. So know where you've come from. Know who you are. When somebody's telling me, I remember, I've come from the trenches. Some of us were born in the trenches. Literally, we had to crawl out of the trenches and try to figure something out. So our DNA is very strong. Some of us who come from the genetics that are very strong. Everything has been dashed to us, did not kill. Literally, me, my dad, I come from a father who used to run. You see those drunkards who run on the streets and children follow them? That was my father at a particular point in time. But you know what I will always be proud about my father for? My father went through the darkest dungeons of alcohol and got out successful. Literally, my father was the laughing stock of our village, laughing stock of everyone. By the time I was being born, by the time I was young, everyone disrespected. I come from a family that was disrespected by everyone. We were the doormats of everyone. But guess what? My dad decided that, you know what? I want to change my life. Should look at him now. Look at him now. Literally, he broke that curse for us. So every time I'm drinking alcohol, I just remember my dad and I'm like, And I'll remember him for the rest of my life when it comes to alcohol. I usually say, if my father beat it, the curse, deni yangu, literally, my father is an ancestor that I will worship for the rest of my life. We have detected inactivity during your life. Every time I go live nowadays, they bring me this thing to confirm that I'm not a robot. Guys, this is the 3rd time they've done that thing. Does everybody else experience it? Or do I look like a robot? Cannabis. Now let me tell you also my story with cannabis. I will never keep these things. So now my dad was a drunk, and my dad was a dealer, cannabis dealer. But then I did not know that my dad was dealing cannabis when we were growing up. Us growing up, it was cannabis that was putting food on our table for the longest time, even before I was born. So by the time I was being born, I found when my father was, selling cannabis, but police, selling cannabis, police. But then, I did not know this. I thought he was selling something else. Kids, you don't know. But this cannabis, my dad used to sell a portion, and then there's a portion that he used to give us when we were sick. Guys, when I tell you I've never been to the hospital, I've never been bedridden. I don't remember the last time I was sick. My dad used to give us concoctions of cannabis to drink. Anytime you would complain, oh, I have a headache, cannabis. Anytime you would complain, oh, my stomach, cannabis. Anytime you would go playing, and then your knees, you see the way kids play until your knee, you fall and your knees, they get cracked and whatever. You come back home, my dad, cannabis. That was it, cannabis. So we drank cannabis for a very long time but I did not know. This thing was known as medicine. Everybody in the village was drinking it. Everyone that I knew, everyone was giving their children that. So I grew up without knowing that was cannabis that we were being given every day. So this promise that I made to myself. I said, before I graduate university, I will never touch any drink. I will never touch any cannabis. I want to go to school and graduate university without ever touching anything. So when I was in campus, people used to smoke weed. Oh, everyone was smoking weed in campus. But me, I was just never interested. I just said, I'm just not interested. Even my closest friends, they were. But me, I just said, I'm not interested in smoking that thing. Maybe I will smoke it after graduation. Because campus to me was headache. I couldn't focus on anything else. Even drinking, I worked as a waitress at a very high-end club in Kilimani. Never drank, even for a day. I used to go to work. I serve in the club. I don't drink. My workmates would be drunk by the morning. I was never a drunkard in the club. I was just like literally my mind was just telling me, do this. It's not like I was doing it because I was such a good girl. Why would a good girl go work at a club? I wasn't a good girl. I just did not want to engage with alcohol before graduation and to engage with weed before graduation. So I did not. Then, after graduation, one day, when now I'm out drinking alcohol, and I drank alcohol after graduation, just like I had said, and I also started smoking after graduation. So when I met weed for the first time, do you know what it is? When I was realizing, so this is what my father used to give us now. Because the smell of weed is smell of weed. If you know the smell of weed, you will, even after years, you will know. That was when I was knowing that, oh shit. And that's why I started asking. I asked my brother, was this weed that was giving us that? Yes. Everyone now I was asking was saying yes. I had to go back to where we grew up. Me, I grew up in Madare number 10. I had to go back to my father's friends. Because them, they sell weed up to today. They never stopped. My dad stopped, them, they never stopped. It's when these people were telling me that, your father used to roll weed, with you on his lap or whatever. So I was just like, okay, fine. So literally when I started puffing or stoning or whatever, I was just like, okay, it was just like a reconnection. And when I started, and me, I don't engage with anything before I read about it. So I even studied about it, tried to find the negative side effects, whatever. I never found any negative side effects. Actually, it has a lot of positive effects. And one thing that I knew about that me and weed were meant to be, the one thing that I knew that me and Mary Jane were meant to be, Mary Jane is a feminine plant. And me, I like women. So also, people who engage know that this world is being run by women. Mary Jane is feminine. It is a woman. If you cannot handle a woman, you will not be able to handle Mary Jane. So just, it will fuck you up. And also, Mary Jane, if somebody is engaging in Mary Jane and they are not yet 24, tell them to stop. When your brain is not yet fully developed, you remember how I started this live, guys? Your brain has to be fully developed for you to start engaging in air sign shit. Reach 24 years of age, if you've not started yet. It will find when your brain is very strong, especially when you're smoking. You know me, when I was young, we were eating it. Like it was, they were making concoction and we drink. So we never smoked it when I was young. But then when you start smoking it, you're burning. When you start burning that shit, when you're premature in your thinking, when your brain is not yet mature, it will throw you off balance. It's like starting to engage with women. Marijuana is a woman. If you start engaging with women very young, Do you know the boys, the men who start engaging with women very young? They end up being misled in life. That is MJ as well, okay? Start engaging with MJ the way you would start engaging with a woman. When you're mature, when you know what you want, when you know what you're thinking. Personally, I had to wait until after Campo, of which I don't know what would have happened. I would have started early, but I did not, so I guess you'll never know. Yeah, so I guess you'll never know. So that is what it is. And that's all I'm going to say about the Chira story. And I don't think I'll ever speak about it again because to me, I will not pretend that I was close or whatever. I'm just speaking about it because it's TikTok and, TikTokers. Even me, if I was to die today, TikTokers would be like, oh, yo. Totally expected, totally fine. So let's continue. How old was I when? Guys, I'm having these white things on my mouth and I don't like it. Here, you'll just forgive me. I'll just scratch them off with my nails. Somebody's asking me, how old were you? I will not tell you my age right now, how old I am right now. Just know I'm in my 20s, almost getting into my 30s. But I just don't want to tell you because you'll now be calculate my birth chart and I don't want. I do not want my birth chart calculated. I do not want... There are some things that I'm very superstitious. I'm very superstitious. And I think even the universe knew that I come from a superstitious back. That's why literally I have pictures of me when I was a child, all got burned. All got lost. All got there's no portal into my dimension. There's no portal into my dimension. So, and I always like to respect it that way. I was also born of a mother who is very forgetful. Like literally, my mom did not record our right birthdays. Like my mom is somebody who, like I remember the way she recorded my brother's birthday. She took my sister's birthday and gave it to all my brothers and then just cooked the year of birth. And some of these things, I usually feel like they are very protective. Because people knowing details about you that are very intimate, never. Don't be somebody who you just tell people, hey, the society we are raised in right now, they've normalized witchcraft. People get on and they admit things that make it very easy to witchcraft attack them. People will always tell their age. People will always tell how much they're earning. People will always tell, post their childhood photos everywhere. People will always... My friend, I'm not doing that. So the moment I see your childhood photo, you've let me into the portal. Those pictures are not meant to be seen by everyone. My friends, those pictures are not meant to be seen by everyone. When you engage with MJ, how old were you? 24. I was 24 years of age. So that was the first time I was saying words. The whole of university I said nope. And literally I saw MJ destroyed lives of my friends. I had friends who were 19, 18, smoking, and they never finished. Most of them never finished. But there are some people who knew how to control it so much that they even excelled. They excelled. There are people who got first class honors with MJ. So, no, don't be a copycat. You're just walking around copying everyone. You don't know where people have come from. You don't know the generational cycles that their ancestors have fought for them. If you want to copy people, utaanguka kwa mdomo. You will fall on your mouth. Just follow you. Do you like women? I thought that is obvious. Somebody's saying maybe it's your... Like, do you think that TikTok thinks I'm a robot because of my eyes? What is it about my eyes? Somebody's asking... don't ask me about the negatives about MJ. I've just given you a whole story here of how my father used to be a dealer and how I grew up literally on MJ concoctions as medicine. So when you start asking me about MJ negativities, I don't know. Maybe people who know come tell us. The only negativity about MJ that I know is if you start smoking it at a premature age, it will keep you premature for the rest of your life. You're supposed to be engaging with it at least when your brain is independent, is at a level where it is independent. That's what I would say. Swiri, what is the significance of Samson's stories in the Bible? Samson's story is the story of cutting the hair. Hair is representation of memory. Your hair is your history. So Delilah was sent to Samson to go discover, okay, where does this person get? And Samson is not even an individual. Samson is a group of people. Delilah is not an individual. Delilah is a group of people, a group of women that were sent to go seduce certain men to find out where their powers are coming from. And these women, after seduction, after, seducing them, and in the process, the men were able to tell these women that our powers is in our history. And so these women, they went back to their people and told us their powers is in their history. And so the men said, okay, if their power is in their history, then let's chop that history and see what will become of them. And so they chopped the hair of Samson. And guess what? Samson fell apart. That story is in your nose. It is under your nose over here. If you have eyes that can see, if you have the pineal gland, you already know who is Samson. You already know who is Delilah. You already know who sent Delilah. So, the writings are always on the walls. You know, the beauty about the Bible stories is, the Bible stories are always happening. Some people think that it happened and we are now done with it. No, the Bible stories are always happening. Even right now, we are in a biblical moment that the people of the future will tell. So just, do you think your name is going to make it to the future? Do you think you are going to make it to the future? And how do you make it to the future? Your lineage is what is going to tell your story. Some of you think that I will come and tell your story from where you are seated. I will not. It is your lineage. And this is why I always say, compete with nobody else but your lineage. Your lineage will hold your story in a never-ending chain. They will follow up. They will follow up and say, oh, Kui was one of our, she gave birth to this person and whatever. All the revolutions you've ever made, it is your family it is your lineage that will tell you that story. So always compete with your lineage. Some of you think that, you're going to come and compete with, like, let's say, big media personalities in Kenya, Nyako. For example, I now put myself that, now I'm competing with Nyako. At the end of the day, nobody will care who you are competing with in your lifetime. Nobody will even remember the existence of the people who are in your lifetime. Your name will go on its own. Your name is going to leave this timeline on its own and in the mouth of the people that know you. In the mouth of the people that know you. And your story is going to be connected from where you come from. From where you come from, my friend. There'll be nothing like, she was a very big rival to Nyako, and now she's the one that won. You think that is the story that will go into the future? No. So focus, my friend, focus. What if Kui doesn't want kids? Your sisters will have kids, your neighbors will have kids. We're always connected. Even if I don't have a child, people will have children that will continue with the stories. My brother has children that will continue with my story. Like literally your stories, the people that will continue with your stories are in your family. Don't ever think that MTV or KTN or K24 will publish books about you. Nobody will. They will not. Somebody is asking, tell us more about the female intuition. Now the female intuition, before I get into the female intuition, let me read the topics that we were supposed to be revising today. And I think this intuition is part of it. It's a very big part of it. So, I have adjusting astrological weather, gossip, which is Pluto in Aquarius. That is the gossip that we're having today. micro and macro kingdoms, portals into diseases, portals into ease, spiritual immunology, dance, 666 illusion, Achilles heel attack, and then ushirikina. So ushirikina is where now I'm bringing the female intuition. Female intuition. Do you know where the intuition of the world is? The intuition of the world is inside the woman's womb. Space is inside the woman's womb. First of all, even before I go into intuition, let me tell you what space is. Guys, what is space? Space is space. Okay, that is the best definition. What definition can I use to make it make sense more? You know, it is like, let's say, a blank area. A blank area. Space is a blank area. Space is an area that has not yet been occupied. That is what is called space. So when we look up there, every night you look up, you see space. Every night you look up, you see space. Every day you look up, you see clouds. Every night you look up, you see space. The space that you see at night, that is what is reflected by us who are down here. Like literally, that is where we are going. What you see at night, that is where we are going. That is the movement where we are headed. Now that particular space is present in the woman's womb. What is present in the woman's womb? An occupied place. A place that is unoccupied. There is no human being that has occupied your ovary yet. So it is space that everything comes from. Everything comes from space. Now that space is what is intuition. That space, nothing has happened in it yet. Tomorrow is space. When you look up, it is space. When you look at the woman's womb, it is space. Now this space is what we call intuition. Because space is not empty. Space has things that are waiting for sperms to come and fertilize. Space has ovarms. Space has ovarms that are waiting for memory to come and fertilize. Space, when I say space, it is not empty. You know, when you think about space, when somebody says, oh, I need space there, somebody might think that it is empty. It is empty. Space is not empty. It has entities that are in negative charge. Like literally, it is space that has ideas. Maybe like, let's say somebody like Mark Zuckerberg, before he created Facebook existed in space. It is not Mark Zuckerberg that came out with Facebook out of nowhere. No, Facebook was in space. Before, when we were in 2012, before TikTok was ever made, TikTok was in space. I don't know whether somebody is getting what I'm trying to explain here, because without you comprehending this concept, you will not comprehend the concept of intuition. Space is that it has a negative charge. It has the microscopic and the macroscopic. Now it is memory that gets into space. The day. I keep saying the day. When as much, the more we keep unveiling days, like when you're getting into a new day, it's like you're pushing a road like this, so that you push it and you get to see what is there. So something like Facebook was already in space before Mark Zuckerberg got into that space and acquired it. How? Through vibrations. His vibrational level was high enough to match Facebook. So he got it. Things don't come from men. Ideas already exist waiting for men to grasp them. Facebook would have been grasped by anyone. But it was Mark Zuckerberg that was at the position to actually birth it into life. So when you look at space, you look at it as a place that has entities that are waiting to come to life. The same way when you look at a woman's womb is a space that has entities that are waiting to come to life. Intuition is a space that has entities that are waiting to come to life. And it is the woman that is the mother of intuition. It is from intuition that all is born. It is from intuition that all is born. It is from intuition that all is born. It is from space that all is born. So that space, it is dark. It is the darkness. So this is why we say space is not empty. Darkness is not empty. Darkness has everything. It has all. People die and they go back into darkness. Darkness is the one that has everything that has ever existed on this particular planet from day one. It is all in the dark. It is all in the dark. So the light, which is represented by memory, which is representative of the masculine energy, is a temporary thing. It's a thing that comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. But guess what stays? Space. Space always stays. Intuition always stays. Darkness always stays. And that is what the divine feminine is all about. The woman always stays. That profoundly explains the bastion. Yeah, so that's what it is, guys. You know the thing about the colonizer? You know, when I explain these things like this, you see that I'm explaining the birth chart. The colonizer has named these things to get keep. To get keep. You know, our ancestors just knew all this were information that is their common sense. But then because they wanted to get keep so that they can go underground. You know, the colonizer did not bury everything African. When Samson's hair was being cut off, they studied everything fast. They studied the history fast. They made sure they took the books that were the most important to go get keep. So when you hear birth chart, when you hear astrological placements, when you hear Virgo, when you hear Aquarius, those are just attempts of the colonizer to get keep. So you should never even worry about trying to comprehend these things and cram them. Leave them for people who can naturally comprehend them, and then they will digest them to you in a way that is comprehensible to you. If you know astrology is so difficult for you to get, don't blame yourself, because only the people who can camouflage are capable of tapping into this particular information without intervention. Literally, my ability to comprehend the birth chart as written by the white man comes from my ability to turn my brain upside down. Not everyone is capable of doing that. And I will tell you this for free, by the way. Any African who has excelled in the white man's system of education is a reptile. If you did not excel in the white man's system of education, you should never look at yourself as somebody who is short, who has fallen short. That system was never designed for you to excel in. And those of us who excelled in it are reptiles. Like literally we can shapeshift. Only shapeshifters were able to excel in the white man's system of education. People who are capable of changing color. Those are the only ones. Let nobody ever come to you at, oh, you know me, I'm very smart, I'm very intelligent. I got an A+ in the white man system. They are shapeshifters. That is the only quality you need to excel in the colonial system is shapeshifting. You don't need to be intelligent. In fact, if you can be even dumber a little bit, it will be better for you. For you to become a doctor, from 17th century up to now, for you to become a doctor and an excellent one, you are a perfect shapeshifter. And if you come from a family who they excelled in the white man's system of education, know that all shapeshifters, and it will come back to you. It will come back to a point where you need to shapeshift back. And I hope you will. Because some have reprobate minds. You don't know that your ancestors got you there because they were able to change color. You've gotten there, you think you belong. You think now that is home. You know, have you seen the elite, these elites who, they've been able to acquire white men jobs. Like literally, you see somebody's a doctor. Now they think they're on top of the world. They think they're now better than everybody who failed in the white man's system. It only shows you're a shapeshifter. And you should always be careful around those people. I am one of them. Always be careful around such people. Such people come from ancestors of reptilians. Yeah? So they are not linear. They are not a linear human beings. They can shape, like they are prostitutes. In fact, that is the best name to call those people. And I will call myself, I'm also a prostitute. Zero loyalty to anybody else but self. Those are the reptiles. Zero loyalty to anybody else but self. Know the people you are interacting with, know the people that you're dealing with. And people who are not capable of admitting that to themselves are the ones with ego. Very high ego. They want everybody to look at them and be like, oh my God, you are such an intelligent person, you are able to excel in school. School is nonsense, especially the white man's school. The white man's system of education, the colonizer system of, let me not say the colonial system of education is the most mediocre of all systems of education that have ever existed up to this point. So if you failed in it, you should thank your God. But now the problem with a lot of people is you fail in this system and then you start disrespecting yourself. Me personally, when I was in school, I knew this is a shape-shifting shit. Because I was in school with people, like literally, I will even use, I don't know whether Jojo is here. Jojo is one girl I went to school with. Literally, me, I respect people according to intuition. I don't respect people according to what I see or how they perform in class. There are people who like Jojo was one, she's one, my friend up to today, Josephine Gwanda. People who went with us to school, you know us. Josephine literally was, this girl was somebody I respected so much. But you know, she wasn't doing so well in classwork. And to me, that was something that I never really comprehended. Because when I looked at her, she looked like a whole human being who can excel in whatever they wish to. And I kept speaking to her, I kept telling her, this school thing is not it. It is not the end. Just do the best that you can. Because also I was struggling. Even though the school system was not easy for me, I was also struggling. The white man system is not easy. I will tell you that for free. Me, I was those they used to call choppy. Top 3 all the time. But I'm telling you, I was struggling in that top 3 that I was all the time. I was struggling. And now I knew that it was even struggle for even some of my friends more. Now, fast forward right now, where Jojo is. I'll tell you, Jojo is even ahead of me in life. Like literally when, me, I would say she wouldn't admit it. She'll never admit that she's ahead of me. But me, I see. Jojo is ahead of me in life right now. And yet she was like among the worst performing in high school. And you know, something might tell, Jojo, if you're here, something might tell you that, oh, sometimes things might come into your mind and tell you that, oh, even though I'm excelling in life, maybe I'm not good enough because I failed. Leave high school alone. High school was nonsense. Now this is you. And there are people who we went to school with who told Jojo that you're going to become a mama mboga. Literally. Somebody telling you you're going to become a mama mboga because you're failing in class. Right now, when you look at the people who told us she's going to become mama mboga, those are the mama mboga materials right now. Those are the mama mboga materials right now. Jojo right now is flight, book flight, book flight, book flight, book flight, book flight. And her future is even bigger. So I'm telling you, if you passed in the colonial system of education, you are a shapeshifter. There's nothing else about you. There's no intelligence there. There's no you being wise. There's no you being an intellectual there. You are just a shape-shifting machine. That's all you are. And you must start looking at what chameleon ancestry is like. Because that is the ancestry that you come from. I am Jojo version. Yeah, like literally me. And never, this life, people who are not yet 24, it's usually people who are not yet 24 that walk with their mouths in their ass. They don't know what is what because their intuition is not yet full. But I'm telling you, never look down on anyone. Never look down on anyone. Even in university, you are seeing somebody's failing there. You will get out of sight here, and that person is for a job. Life is not black and white. Life is not linear. Life is not a place where you think now because you are passing in primary school, you are passing in high school, you are passing in university, now you are now in front, you are going to win. No. My friend, no. New exams are constantly coming, and these people you look down on are the ones who are going to be in charge in the future. People who you went to school, you can now see it now. People who are 24 years and above, you can see it. That's why people get humble when they are 24 years and above. Because from 24 years and above is when you start seeing, hakuna mama yako hapa. Nobody is your mother here. There are some people who, when they were in UN, I'm a medic, and then you get out of UN, you realize that TikTok, you go live here, people are earning 100K here. For you to earn that 100K in your doctorness, you have to work 30 days. And you thought you were going to be the creme de la creme of the society? Where, my friend? Nobody's mother is here. So you should always go to manifestations, trusting intuition, working with your body. Nobody's mother is here. Nobody's looking out for you here. You can be overtaken at any time. Never see, and people who are 24 years and below are the ones who make these mistakes. Why? Because their intuition is not yet fully matured. They cannot see. Myopic. I'm telling you, if you are that age and you're listening to me right now, punguza mdomo. Punguza mdomo, my friend. Maisha will change. Pa. Especially kama wewe ni mtu wa mdomo, you're like, oh, you know, I come from this family. I studied this. I am the best. Me, I'm ahead. You, wewe. Astrology itakudinya utashanga. Astrology itakudinya usiku mchana utashanga. So this thing that I remember being in University of Nairobi and there's this Professor Otieno. I don't know that Janet is here. Janet. You know, most people that I went to school with, a lot of them are very spiritual people. And I love that for myself so much. So Janet, we went with her to the University of Nairobi. We used to have a doctor called Dr. Otieno. Dr. Otieno used to tell us these things that I'm now telling you. But there are people in university who they think just because they're being the best, they're whatever, now they're going to... Wewe. Chini kidogo. Like, punguza sauti. Especially when you're talking about other people or when you're talking about the future, punguza sauti. Kama si future yako, if it is not your future that you're talking about, punguza sauti, my friend. If you're talking about somebody else's future, comparing it to yourself, punguza sauti. Punguza sauti. There are people who will finish with them university and literally everything open, voila. And in university, they were the bottom. They finish, voila, riches, voila, wealth. And then there are those ones, now I'll tell you again, there are those ones who they also go straight through school, excel, and become rich. Personally, my brother is like that. So everybody has their own paths. My brother is somebody who he went through primary, secondary, university, finished, got a beautiful job, is living his dream life exactly the way he planned it. I hope it is exactly the way he's planned it, but me looking from the outside, exactly the way he planned it. So always just speak for yourself. I will always tell you that. Speak for yourself. Always just speak for yourself. Comparing yourself to people you don't know tomorrow. You don't know the astrological weather of tomorrow. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And even here in Kenya, hey, the celebrity scene in Kenya, Jesus, the celebrity scene in Kenya, guys, sewage or top. Surviving the celebrity scene in Kenya, like famous people in Kenya, if you survive them in Kenya, you've survived them everywhere. I think the celebrity scene in Kenya is the mirror reflection of what is going on in Hollywood. What is going on in Hollywood is the mirror reflection of Kenya is the Hollywood. Literally I will not even get deep into it. But what I will tell you is, if you are somebody who is an influencer in Kenya, celebrity in Kenya, and you want to go close your eyes to the celebrities in Kenya. Close your eyes to the celebrities in Kenya, my friend. Nothing is real in this Kenya that you're seeing here. I'm telling, and I will tell a story of someone. I will not mention their name, but if you can figure them out, figure them out. Hey! Now, guys, I'm telling you, this is how I was introduced to the celebrity scene of Kenya. TikTok. I was trending. Then my manager of TikTok, reaches out to me. I was just somebody who I keep to myself a lot. Even when I was in university, I keep to myself a lot. But then I was just like, okay, I see people, celebrities, influencers, collecting together, maybe doing something. That is always my goal. If I'm meeting you, we have to do something. If you're not doing something, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want friendship or mingling or whatever. If I'm meeting someone, I'm always like, are we going to do certain content together so that we I always want to push. And that is just how I am. So when I wanted to interact with Kenyans, my TikTok manager told me, okay, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of people, whatever. So I was introduced to this person. My God. Hey, I will not even tell you their name because it would be a shame. The way these people live online and the way they live offline, a shame. So I'm introduced to this person. I did not even take a picture with them ever. I don't take pictures with a lot of people because some people just don't want that story anywhere. Because it is weird as fuck. I don't want it. So I meet this person. Hey, my God. So this person comes to my house. This person, first of all, comes to my house. I was introduced to them. They were doing, I don't know, decoration or whatever. So they come to my house. During this time, I was in a relationship that I was stressed about. Me, when I started trending on TikTok, I was in the dungeons of depression. It was the worst time of my life. TikTok was the only thing that I would look up to and then go back to fucking weirdos. I had weirdos attached to me in my life when I was starting off. So this girl comes to my house. By then I'll just tell you the truth. I was living with my girlfriend and we were living in a 3-bedroom house with me, my girlfriend, my sister, and her sister. So we were living. And then this girl comes. First of all, she's so shocked at the house that I'm living in. So I don't know what she expected. I don't know if she expected me to live in what. I don't know how people live out here. But let me tell you the story. Let me continue. So this girl, you see the way you would get interior decorators and you're like, okay, you come, let's decorate my house for me. So she comes, okay, looks at the house, whatever, blah, blah. So when she came, she's a very beautiful girl. She's so beautiful. That's why I give it to her for free. When she came, my girlfriend saw her, and this time, my girlfriend and I, we were like, everybody was going north, south. So my girlfriend just seeing her, my girlfriend started, like literally just seeing, this girl was coming just to decorate the house, but when my girlfriend saw her, she lost it. I had a very, let me just say jealous. I don't want to brand people's shit. She was very jealous. So she just started boiling. And boiling without thinking. So me, I'm with this girl, I'm just trying to ignore her. Trying to talk to this girl and tell her like, okay, what things that are going to do, where are we going to start from? And then when we are outside, the girl, I don't know what she had. I was dating a Kikuyu. I'm a Luo. I was dating a Kikuyu girl. This girl, Kumbe, she used to talk shit about me when I can't hear it. I can't hear Kikuyu. I can feel Kikuyu, I can't hear it. So she started talking shit. She wanted to talk shit that would trigger this girl because she thought that this girl was my girlfriend. Started talking shit, this girl is hearing. Talking shit, this girl is hearing. She took the bait just like that. And I was seeing her taking the bait. But I did not know know who she was. Me, I thought this was somebody I was going to be friends with. We're going to decorate my house. It's going to be amazing. Kumbe, her coming here was just a spiritual fucking orchestration. She hears what my girlfriend is talking about. She starts getting scared. She starts getting afraid, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me tell you, let me just cut this story to the point where it's juicy. I don't know what happened. I left now because of the things that were going on. Like my girlfriend was very dramatic. It was because of this girl coming to my house that I broke up with this girl. Because now she started becoming very, 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 very dramatic, very, very dramatic. But me, I did not care about all that drama. I was at a point where I just wanted to decorate my house or move into another house and decorate it. So when she started bringing issues, it was like she was not even going to allow this girl. She was not going to even allow this girl to continue decorating my house. Things escalated, my friend. I started considering, I said, oh, should I just move to a new house? Because the girl was stressing me out. There are things I cannot even tell on camera, but she became a jealous girlfriend and started causing drama when this TikToker was there. Girl, talking in Kikuyu, the TikToker is hearing. The TikToker is a Kikuyu as well, but I don't know whether my girlfriend knew that she was a Kikuyu too, but now they're hearing each other. Me, I'm not hearing what is being said. I decide, okay, I'm going to leave. I'm moving out of this house. That was the day I decided to move out of that house into this house that I'm currently in. Now, here is the tea. When I decided to move out of my house, this girl from TikTok, who was my friend, whatever, TikToker, I won't even say friend. She says that, but then me also, I've always wanted to move. So I say, okay, maybe we can move and start together or something like that. This girl was not even gay, by the way. Don't even think that I wanted to move in with this girl because of homosexual tendencies. No, I was just tired. I wanted a new place. So this girl tells me that, I want to move. We can, move together or whatever. So I fall for whatever she was saying. This time I'm stressed. I just want to move. And then the money that I had, something was telling me it was not going to be enough for me to move. But it was. So I tell her, okay, fine. Maybe because it is impromptu, the money I have, I'm not trusting it. So maybe we can move together so that we can share. And it would be easy for me to move. And start, being your roommate. So this girl tells me, yes. Then we leave to go look for a house. Hey, we leave to go look for a house. We're looking for a 2-bedroom house. So that she would have, at this point, I'm just like, my sister is going to have to stay in school. I'm going to move, this girl, 2-bedroom house. You have your room, I have mine. And then we're going to go share. The ancestors are starting now to come in. We live with this girl. This girl tells me, let's go look for a house where I live. Around where I live, there are good houses there. So I live right now, I'm just flowing. Following the path of least resistance. We reach to the place. And me at the back of my mind, I'm like, this girl has told me this area is where she lives. So we can just look for a house. If it is at night and I can't go home, maybe I can go drink water in her place or wherever. Me, I was just like flowing. I did not know there were things that I was not seeing. So it reaches a point I'm tired of looking for a house. I tell her, okay, let's go to your house. At least I drink coffee or something. I'm feeling tired. I don't want to continue anymore. Before we continue. At this point, we had already gotten some options that I liked. Guys, I go to this girl's house. First of all, when I tell her, can I go to you? Let's go to your house. She's like, she starts to be difficult. It's not following. It's not a path of the resistance is coming. But then me, I just push because I'm just like, what? Like, let's just go to your house. I need to eat something. I'm tired. So it forces her to figure out, oh my God. Oh my God. When I go to this girl's house, guys, I go to her house, and when she opened the door, you see the look, when you look at someone, both of you are embarrassed, and me when I am embarrassed, guys, have you ever seen these houses where somebody comes to clean, someone comes to clean a house that looks like nobody has been living there? Have you ever seen such houses? Guys, when I saw the house, I did not know what to do with my facial expression. I did not know what to do with my facial expression. I did not know what to do with my facial expression. I left. I just, we just Congo conversation until I had to go. When I left, never talked to her again. I just said, I'm going to look for a house by myself, move by myself, and start living by myself at this particular point in life. And that's what I did. And I just said, guys, and when you look online, when you look on interior designer, guys, you can imagine the spiritual storm that I was getting myself into. Hey, kabla uone mutu in full. I'm telling you, before you see someone in full 360, you've seen them, you've seen how they live, where they live, whatever. Never put your heart there. Just see people and pass. I'm also not saying you judge people. See people and pass. See people and pass. Because the level online, hey, hata misifiki. The level online, mukimwona hata misifiki hapa. Siwezi fika. Sifiki level yenye meweka standard yenye iko online. Mimi siwezi hiyo standard yenye iko online. But I thank God for that experience, because that experience got me out of a toxic relationship, and it got me out of me trying to look for relationships online with TikTokers. I said, no, let me just live my life. Let me just live my life. Na nyinyi tukiendelea hivi tuendelee. Because I was crying in the car. Yeah, I was crying. I was so broken. Like, I was just like, what is this? Ooh, because I thought that, okay, at least I'm moving, but then I have a roommate, I'm going to, we're going to, and she told me she had things, whatever, that we can start with, plus things that God, me, I'm always pro, if you're coming, let's co-share. I'd rather co-share with a woman than go get into a man's house. I'd rather me and some woman, we come together, but then at this point, I will not recommend it to anybody. At this point, I will not recommend it to anybody. I used to be like, when I was in Campo, I used to be those girls who would be like, girls live together, girls live together, co-share, pay bills together. No, right now, I'm just like at a point where if you can do it by yourself, start from a studio, start from a tiny bed sitter. Even if you're starting from a single room, do it yourself. Start by yourself. The world is not what we see, especially online. I feel sorry. There's this another Kenyan celebrity that I met. Me, I will not tell you names. Yo, Witchcraft. Now, when I started my content creation, people were like, I was also looking for people who have big followers to advise me, to tell me how it is good, it works. This one told me witchcraft, complete witchcraft, like, she was telling me how to get views, how to pretend, how they do it, how you take fake food. Ni kazi mingi. That's why I just said it was too much work. It's too much work. I'd rather slug behind my followers, pole, mwendo wa kobe, than people telling me, oh, don't talk to people, don't reply comments, and then telling me, hey, I'm telling you, take screenshots of I don't know what, and then post them. That's how you get followers. With fake pictures. And you know when you are on TikTok, you think, oh, so and so is doing so well, they've bought a car. This one, sisi wenye unatudharau, ati sisi ni content creators, tuna move pole pole. Hii mwendo ya pole pole, hiyo aste ndio mwendo, my friend. Hizo mwendo zenye mnaona ati today pa, tomorrow pa, kwa ground, nothing. And you know, it is a shame. That is why a lot of TikTokers in Kenya don't want to meet up with you know, they don't want to get personal. They don't want to get personal because they know what it is in the closet. The skeletons that are in the closet. Hey. And you know, there's nothing as terrible as you pretending you're living a particular life and people think you are living that life. People will not even help you. If I was to come to you guys here and tell you, oh, I have a chopper. If I was to come here would people even be gifting here? Nobody would. Like literally, now there are TikTokers who they cannot even come for gifts. They cannot even come for gifts online, and yet they have millions of followers. Why? Because they are busy holding a stereotype. They are financing a stereotype. And you know, us we literally, people who are authentic are busy making a living out of content creation. And then there are people who are pretending that they are making a living out of content creation and they are not making a living. So they are bitter also. Because imagine having 2 million followers on TikTok and me, I have 1.5 million, or somebody has 200K. And every month their check is fatter than yours. Bitterness that is outside here, you don't know. You don't know. You don't, because now, and me, I find this, if you are a TikToker, you're watching me and you're doing this, it is stupidity. It is stupidity. Swallow your pride and be who you are and let people see who you are so that people can work with you from where you are. If you keep lying to people that you have it all together, that you have everything, and you have nothing to your name. Some people are Airbnbs, that is what they call their homes. And you know, it's easy. As a content creator, I can also lie. I can also decide. That's something I would have decided that, oh, let me lie to people that, okay, this Airbnb is my house. Let me lie to people that, you will get away with it. You will get away with it. People are getting away with it. People are getting away with cars that are not, people are getting away with it. But then, it reaches that point. You know, imagine, I know it's not mine. You will always know it's not yours. And that will kill you with depression. Because now, you have created a rift between your real self and your false self. And this rift keeps expanding so much that here you cannot now jump. You cannot now jump. People now know you as a billionaire, and yet you are a motherfucker who cannot even afford to live in the village. People who watch people also online. I know today I've gotten so much out of topic. Maybe I needed these 2 last lives before I start a new chapter to get out of topic. People who follow. My friend, even if you see someone, because this thing, it comes from Hollywood. It comes from Hollywood. It comes from Hollywood. Kenyans are copying Hollywood people. It is Hollywood people who have lied to Kenyans that you have to fake. Because a lot of Hollywood people, they are street people who cannot even afford to live normal lives. And then during this I don't know what they call them, VMAs, BT, Grammys, whatever, they get the best designers who have already made it, and makeup artists who have already made it. They get them, and they get photographers who have already made it, and then they pick someone from the slums, from the trenches, and then they come, they glam them up, they give them the designer clothes. And then they take pictures. And then they show the world. And then now the world is like, oh, I want to be like them. I want to be like them. Do you know who you want to be like? Someone from the trenches. Wewe, chunga, ni hatari. Ni hatari. Ni hatari. I'd rather you respect these people who ask you gifts here every day. Those ones, I'd rather you respect those ones. Because those ones now, they are real. If you see them growing every day, building their houses, moving because of TikTok or because of content creation, it is real. The ones that you see starting from scratch, those ones I know they are not enticing to you. Some people, they don't like watching people who are starting from scratch. But that is where, those ones are the real ones. Those are the real ones, because I need a hatari, my friend. Ogopa. Ogopa. Me, I never want to be put in such a situation. I did not even have a conversation with her about that situation. I've never talked about that situation. Because I did not know what to say. Where do you even start with someone? This is somebody who wanted to manipulate me into moving in with her, literally knowing that very well that she lives in the trench. And you know this trench that she's living in, it is in the middle of the posh. So meaning she's paying you're paying a whole rent to have a house that looks like the trenches because of stress. Because you cannot manage, you cannot keep up. Where? I will tell you that for free. Kenyans, to be put on a billboard, after I think 100K. But when I was in the University of Nairobi, to be put on a billboard in Kenya was 30K. 30K, I don't know how much it is nowadays. I have a friend who was put on a billboard in Mombasa Road, and she couldn't pay rent. Hey, my friend, me and partner, imagine. Me, there's certain lives that I don't want. You cannot put my face outside there and make everybody see as if I've made it. And me, I am suffering. I don't want that kind of a life. Guys, don't go for such kind of life. Don't go for the name and fame is nothing if you don't have the muscles. Fame ni kama uji imemwagwa kwa juala kama una muscles. If you don't have the muscles to actually offer something to people, fame is nothing to you. It's nothing. There are people who are living in dungeons with fame. If she only told her followers to give her one bob, she would be a millionaire. But then some of them, they don't even want to sit on TikTok to go live. Because you know, TikTok live pays. Even if it is little money, it is money that you can budget on. If your Wi-Fi is paid, you know, you say, my Wi-Fi is paid, my water bill is paid, my electricity is paid. TikTok is small money, but it goes a long way. But some of these people, they even have millions of followers on TikTok, but you'll never see them live. You'll never, and even if you see them live, you'll never see them asking for gifts. Why? Because they don't want to be seen. Utakufa masikini. Utakufa masikini. It is time for people to take themselves seriously. Take yourself seriously. If you know there's something you can offer, even if you dance, take a camera, put it there. Stand where I am standing. Start dancing, and you will see people will give you roses. Leave people who are talking to talk. At the end of the day, everybody's a prostitute. Everybody's looking for ugali. That is the reason why we are on this planet. We are on this planet because everybody's trying to look for a way to make it. And people are looking for ways to make it through other people's monies. There are people who talk shit about TikTokers. And yet you buy makeup that is full of things that will destroy your face. You buy things outside there that are full of things that will destroy your body. And you give your money. Yet you want TikTokers to come here and make you laugh. At least you've laughed. You know, when you've laughed, you've added a life. So if you are willing to engage in an exchange, just engage in an exchange without talking. And the people who talk shit about gifting on TikTok are the ones who never give even one bob. Those are the ones who are loudest when it comes to, oh, TikTok is for beggars, oh, TikTok is for what? And yet when the UN, do you know how the UN get their money? Do you know how the UN get their money? The United Nations. United Nations get its money from contributions. So if the United Nations can get its money, the European Union, if the European Union can get its money from contribution, from begging, literally, because that is literally what you call it, then who am I? And yet to respect it. Then who am I? So just, if you don't have, also TikTok has never forced anybody. If you don't have, just keep quiet. The same way Big Fish here and Naledi are gifting. You just gift if you have. If you don't have, keep quiet and let people who are gifting to gift. Because in TikTok, content creation, this is exchange of energy. You all must start respecting TikTok. You must start giving TikTok the flowers it deserves. This app has changed a lot of people's lives. This app has solved, personally, even me just as an individual, the type of diseases that have helped people solve. It is help. If you're receiving help, just say it, man, and acknowledge. Give credit where it's due. So anyway, that is the story that I was telling you about. It is not as it seems out here. The things that people shoot on camera, casted, acted, scripted, casted and acted, scripted, casted and acted. A lot of people are just like you. And hey, this is another point that I need to give. Because I have friends who work. Like I have a friend who works as a pharmacist. You know, I have another friend who works as a, how do we call this thing of strengthening people's bones? Physiotherapist. And you know, she makes her money. These people, they make their money. But the way they talk, when you hear them talk, they're like, oh my God, but TikTokers are having it so easy. Celebrities are having it so easy. You people are living better than celebrities. If you know you have a constant income, oh my God, the bar is on the floor. A lot of you have your house, you've decorated it nicely. You are living better than a lot of celebrities. Because I'm telling you, the bar is on the floor. These private jets that you hear, big vehicles that you hear, it is all scripted, casted, and acted. The bar is on the floor. Me, I relax. I relax because I know the bar is on the floor. The bar is on the floor. So a lot of you who you have your shit going and you're still like, oh my God, but celebrities are, no, my man. And I'm telling you this because even me, before I got followed, I used to think the same. So I will not even blame you for thinking like that. But it is not what it seems. I'm telling you, if these stars were true, then wishes upon them would come true. A wish upon a star must always come true. This is something that we know. When you wish upon a star, it has to come true. Why? Because stars are abundant as fuck. But are these stars, do you think that these stars of ours that you see are stars you can wish upon? If we have stars, Akina Nicki Minaj, Akina Chloe Bailey coming on TikTok to ask for gifts. Kim Kardashian coming on TikTok pretending to play on TikTok, but wait, you know, the gifts. Those are the stars that you're wishing upon. Wishes upon stars come true. If you're wishing upon a star and it is not coming true, no, that's not a star. That's not a star. That's not a star. Stars are highly abundant. Because imagine if you are somebody who you are a true star, and you've been on the public eye for as long as some of these Hollywood actors have been. You should have accumulated wealth surpassing Mansa Musa. Then why don't they have? Why? Because they are not individuals. They are not individuals. When you see Beyonce organizing a whole tour like that, know that the people who are waiting to be paid in that tour, it is the whole world, so much that the money that Beyonce remains with is this. This. Too many people. Because for them to bring these Hollywood actors, I'm telling you, stars are like gold. Do you know the reason why BRICS want to make gold the currency? BRICS want to make gold the currency because Europe, there is no gold. Gold is not the currency, it is a dollar. And do you know where they get the dollar? They print. And that is as above so below. That is how their talents are also. They print their talent. They use auto-tune. They use, people who are not talented. Right now, TikTok will tell you that, oh, this one is talented, this one is not, this one is talented, this one is not. And a lot of Europeans are not excelling in TikTok anymore. Why? Because gold sells on its own. And gold does not become gold without going through pressure. Gold does not become gold without going through a period of the wilderness. So true gold, even when it comes to talent, you have to go through the period of the wilderness for you to be self-sustaining. For you to be self-sustaining, for you to be, if someone is gold, even if you remove them from Kenya, you put them in the middle of Australia, they will excel. Why? Because they are gold. They've made a resource out of themselves that is naturally attractive and magnetic to the surrounding, to the people. People who are in Hollywood, these Hollywood big stars, they can never do anything by themselves. Take Billie Eilish out of US and bring them here to Kenya. Take them to Turkana where nobody is supporting them, nobody is helping them. And give them a fund like this one of mine and tell them, now excel on your own. She will not go anywhere. She will not go anywhere. Why? Because she's not gold. She's not self-sustaining. For her to produce music, there has to be so and so. Real gold is, and you will see them here on TikTok. TikTok is making real gold. You will see musicians who, they will produce by themselves. They create by themselves. Their outfits by themselves. They direct their videos by themselves. When somebody's a one-man army like that, you will never put them anywhere. That is gold. Gold is a one-man army. Gold can stand on its own. All Hollywood actors, nobody can stand on their own. And that is why they are all against TikTok. They are all against TikTok. Why? Because TikTok is pushing for people to stand on their own. TikTok is pushing for a crowd or a population that will have people stand on their own. You stand on your own. Me as Swiri Nyar, when you see me like this, no, there's nobody behind me trying to help somewhere. In Hollywood, when you see one artist, know that behind them is 1,000 people. 1,000 people have come together, and you do know the downside of that. The money that is made out of that one person will have to be divided among 1,000 people. By the time that it is ending, she's left with nothing. And they're living under an economy that is very high. So that's why even, they're wanadidimia wakienda huku chini. They're becoming more and more mediocre. They're becoming more and more mediocre. And give them 5 years. 5 years and mediocrity will be the reigning of Europe. There'll be nothing. And then now we will have the one-man army. One-man army. You find a dancer, one-man army. You find a singer, one-man army. You find a content creator, one-man army. Somebody who everything they make is theirs. Everything they make is theirs. So, this is why we tell you, remove your eyes from Europe. Be careful where you put your bearing, where you want to go. Europe ni shamba la mawe. Europe, you cannot survive when you are one atom, one person. You must be entangled by a couple of people for you to make it anywhere. And entanglement, mazoea yana taabu. Mazoea yana taabu. Mazoea yana taabu. Thank you so much, Lavender. Swiri, do you know World War III will ever come into existence? World War III is already happening. It's already happening. Have you seen how divided we are? World War III is going to be here online. People are going to be cancelled here online, as you see. People are going to be scratched and be torn apart online. Yeah. And you will participate. It will be here, psychological. There's nothing like people holding guns. Nobody will hold guns towards anybody. World War III is going to be everybody in their house, their doors are locked. Online to up. Oh! Yeah! Thank you so much for that. Up. That's what we're going to be doing. And so, your brain must be able to stand on its own. Guys, make sure you are gold. Be somebody who your brain can stand on its own. In Africa, we are advantaged. An African, right now as a content creator or whoever you are, and by the way, everybody is going to become a content creator at some point in life. Even teachers. We're going to reach at a point where now teachers are online. The same way you are seeing me, I'm a teacher here, I'm teaching. There's going to reach a point where now teachers are just online, students come online and leave. You choose the teacher you want. You come online and leave. That is the future that we are headed towards. And so start booking your space. We are now in space now. I told you this space is space. We are now in an entire era. An entire era, an entire age that is space. This is where you plant. If you want, like literally Louis Vuitton going down, Balenciaga going down, Saint Laurent going down, everything that you thought was popular, was famous, was whatever, going down. So you as an individual, if you're smart, start seeing what you want to replace. This is the replacement era. And as an African who is building, stop paying too much rent. If you can live in the village, especially the men. As an African man, I don't know what you're doing in Nairobi. Nairobi should be left for women. As a Kenyan man, I don't know what you're doing in Nairobi. Go build your house. You guys have land. We have patriarchy so much in Luo land. You guys have land. Go build, start building your shit, bruh. Build your stuff. Right now it's time for building and some people are competing. And we are building big things, guys. We are building things that we're going to leave for our children. This is not small building. We are no longer living in survival where you need to survive for tomorrow. No, we are living at a time where we are who is replacing Saint Laurent? Who is replacing Louis Vuitton? Because these things are living. Gucci. Who is replacing Gucci? Who is replacing Prada? Who is replacing the organization of the Grammys? Who is replacing the organization of the BT Awards? I'm saying it as a joke. But you might think it's a joke, but the people who know what I'm talking about do. Especially the events people. People who know you know how to organize events. You people are the ones who will be organizing now the African version of the Grammys. Because it is coming. Africans, we are tired of being disrespected at the Grammys. We are tired of being disrespected at these particular things. And do you know where our salvation is? We're building our own. You will wait to be invited, you'll never be invited. You're waiting to be invited to Europe? You'll never be invited. You will never be invited. I will never be invited for an award in Europe that, Swiri, Kano, whatever. It will never happen. The only awards I will be invited to are the ones that will happen in Africa. Because Europe is gone. Hollywood is dead. They're just putting on a show there. Putting on a show, and soon they will start to crumble, they will start eating each other alive while we watch. And as they are eating each other alive, replace. The same way we pushed Kabilem to the point Kabilem went and replaced Charlie d'Amelio. Replace. No mass. Replace. Just look at who you want to be. Me, I already said the person I'm replacing. And don't take me for a joke. I'm replacing the Vatican. I will replace the Vatican in front of your eyes here, as you're seeing. Give me time. You will see. Now and I'm already doing the work. I'm already doing the work right now. What are you replacing as an African? Some of you are waiting to be invited to the Grammys. That is your ancestors telling you that you will never be invited to the Grammys. Create Grammys by yourself. So that at least the people who are coming after you now will be invited to your own Grammy that you created. What are you replacing? We are in the replacement era. And you know the things that we are planting right now as Africans, those are the ones that are going to be huge in the future. There's a fashion house that is going to be huge in the future, just the same way Gucci is huge now. There's a fashion house from Africa that is going to be huge in the future, just the same way Louis Vuitton is huge now. There's a city that is going to be so huge in Africa, just the same way New York is huge now. It is the replacement time. Energy once created cannot be destroyed, only transmuted. So as an African, don't sit there like Kimalamala, waiting. Start building now. And know if you have a goal of replacing something very big, you start early. Swiri thought on rampant crypto pregnancy. Crypto pregnancy, there's ectopic pregnancy, and then there's is crypto pregnancy the one that you cannot see? The one that is invisible? Somebody confirm. I am replaced. Yes, and imagine, don't joke about it. Don't joke. You can replace. Have you heard Elon Musk speak? You guys, maybe you might see me as a haughty person or somebody who is disrespectful or whatever. But me, I don't. In fact, I get so happy when I hear these people speak. The level of brain capacity they have. I get so happy. There's no competition. The competition is not big. When you hear Elon Musk speak, you just see a boy that wants its mother. A boy that wants its mother. And those are the people who are being, those are the creme de la creme of our time. The bar is on the floor. The bar is on the floor. The bar is on the floor. Swiri, how to distinguish my intuition? Somebody tell me, I'm still thinking about the cryptic pregnancy. Cryptic pregnancy, guys. I'm relocating to Mombasa and I'm a Taita. Any advice? That's amazing. Taita and Mombasa, like, those are twins. Yeah, so cryptic pregnancy is a pregnancy that you cannot see. People who develop cryptic pregnancies are people who you manifest without knowing you're manifesting. You are not aware you're manifesting. Your behavior, what you do, how you live your life, you are manifesting something. The way you behave, you are busy manifesting, but you don't know that you're manifesting. Or the thing that you're manifesting it, you are hiding. People who have cryptic pregnancies are people who, like, let's take for example, you hate someone so much, but you'll never let them know. You'll never let them know so much that you convinced yourself in that particular situation that you're in, you've hidden it so much, so well, that even you are convinced that you do not hate them. But you know you hate them. That is the scenario, that is the example of cryptic pregnancy. Manifesting without knowing that you're manifesting, or hiding your manifestation. That is what causes cryptic pregnancy. What are the eclipse about? What is the solar storms? Should I call them sunstorms or solar storms or whatever? This thing that even Beyonce had to write in her song. Have you listened to this in Texas? You know them, the tornadoes, you whatever. Have you heard that song to the end? Because even Beyonce mentions it. And Europeans and Americans have been talking so much about the solar storm. Guys, if you're in Africa, don't worry, don't even bother. When you hear them talking about solar storm, just know they're talking about information, storm of information, storm of knowledge, storm of memory being reawakened. Let me tell you what is going on when I talk about that. Let's say you are somebody who you were born in a family where you found you people were rich as fuck. You found yourself, oh, we are rich. But you were born at a point where you don't know where that wealth came from. But then it happens that somewhere in the history of your grandfather, he murdered his brother for you to get the wealth that you guys are now enjoying. What would be a solar storm in your situation? A solar storm would be a period where one of the descendants of the brothers who was married, who was killed, comes back and says, you know what, I want to reclaim my shit. When you hear solar storm now, that is the direction your head should be going. People whose foundations are founded on lies, people whose history are founded on lies, people whose entire lives are founded on lies, those are the people that get affected by the sun. Those are the people that get affected by the solar storms. So if you're in Africa and you know you are poor, you come from a poor background, you don't have to worry. Those are things you should not even keep up with, because now your body will tell you the direction. You just pray for your body to tell you the direction you're supposed to be going to. Because also when you listen to European cries, you might think you're also involved. You're not. Whenever you hear these astrological things coming, just know there are people who live in the northern hemisphere and the people who live in the southern hemisphere. There are people who live by the rules of above and there are people who live by the rules of below. Know where you are before you start reacting and saying that, oh my God, we are going to be affected, we are going to be affected. You are not going to be affected. As a poor, especially if you're poor. This is the time when that verse is being fulfilled. The kingdom of God belongs to the poor. This is the time. So if you are poor, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. So when you see them wanting to get rid of TikTok at the same time that the solar storms are predicted to come, whatever, it's all about information. There's somebody who is going to come with news that people will be like, eh? And I think it's already happening. You know, this news about France, the wife to Macron, it has not landed on the ground yet. And such kind of news are so I'm shocked. You know, it's so unbelievable. Barbara Bush. Have you seen Barbara Bush? The wife to George Bush. A man. United States of America has been running on male domination. It has been men marrying men and then ruling the world. So those are the things that are coming out. You know, it's going to be a lot of attack against the transgender community. If you're a transgender right now and you know you are not involved with Akina Macron or whatever, go to your house and lock your door like the Israelites. Go to your house and lock your door like the Israelites, because you will not be a transgender individual that will tell us that, you know, transgender is okay. Yes, transgender is okay. But is it okay for a whole transgender individuals to become leaders without the public knowledge? That is a public mockery. And there must be consequences for that. The people who make decisions and you know they want to use the innocent transgender individuals to take their fall. It might be messy, because you know when people now start bitching about transgenders, they will be bitching about any transgender alive. So as a transgender, this is the time for you to behave like the Israelites. Go inside your house and lock your doors. Go inside your house and lock your doors for the angel of death to pass. Don't take fall. The public are not going to be mad against transgenders. They're going to be mad from the fact that they've been manipulated. Two different things. If you mismatch your socks, you might get caught up. You might get caught up. So, yeah. Talk about some... Me, I don't want to talk about things that I don't have. Amma, do you think I have them? I don't know. I don't want to talk about things that I don't know. Go to somebody who has Sanpaku eyes to talk about them. Go to Billie Eilish. Tell Billie Eilish to go live so that you can ask her. Mimi niko sambamba. Swiri, I dreamt about 2 crescent moons crossing. Yeah, I can get something out of there. Like, two crescent moons crossing. The crescent, that one I'll have to look. I'll have to look at the diagram of the moon, because now I'm getting confused. Is the crescent the one that is half full or half empty? A quarter full or a quarter empty? Is it a quarter full or a quarter empty? Because that is where the explanation is. Me, all I know is that the divine feminine is awake. The divine feminine is awake, man. And you know, when the divine feminine is awake, it's the women taking over. Like a man, as a man, you now must learn to listen to the women around you, just to know where the weather is. Because you will find yourself saying things that you will never take back. Men of our time, you are the ones who are now getting into generational cycle breaking. Because you guys are affected the most when it comes to this cycle breaking. You guys, that patriarchy, you have to vomit it. You must vomit the patriarchy as a man, or else you will not survive in a woman's world. You know the bees? The bees, they reach a point, they say, you know what, the man. So you don't want to live in such kind of a world. This sprinkle thing is not going away. It's going to be here for, and it's going to get worse, you know. Just be ready. It's going to get worse. Because the moment right now we are sprinkling, but we still don't have the money for it. Now imagine sprinkling with money. You guys will be dildos. You'll be nothing but dildos there, that if I want to have a child, I'll say, Ebu, look for me the one that is a little bit healthy there. One that can think. That's how we are going to be. By the way, empowered women, you don't... And we will bring our mothers, our grandmothers that you guys shitted on. All of them are going to be with us as we do this with you guys. All of them are going to be with us as we do this with you guys. Like all women that died due to violence, all women that died due to femicide, all women that died due to GBV, all of them are going to come back now, and we are going to do this with you guys. Like, yeah. Kama hujai kuwa simp, jitayarishe. Utakuwa simp hadi ukue mzee. Oreza hakuna kuma unapata. Kama unataka kuma, unakuwa simp. Kama huwezi kuwa simp, enda uingie kwa mkundu ya mwanaume mwenzako. Literally. Because me, and I know a lot of women, I know the writings are always on the wall, and we're so interconnected. I grew up around women who are being abused. As a little girl, when I was opening my eyes like this to try and see the world, I was seeing abuse of women. Grew up with that. And you know the only thing I was wishing? For it to stop. If I had the power, I would give all men vagina. Like I would just make sure that Y chromosome is X. I would just give them vagina. Because I know they would hate it. But that is what I would give them. Because the type of abuse that I watched, and it was just not just the women around me that were being abused, even us with our brothers, the men. You guys will have to pay for that. You think energy once created cannot be destroyed? You think that is going to go for free? You will pay for it. You guys are going to have to pay because you gained from it. Growing up as a boy, you gained from it. You guys were exempted from chores. You guys were exempted from scrutiny. You guys were exempted from harassment. Women were being harassed everywhere. Dress code, you're going to pay for that. You think who is going to pay for it? You people are going to pay for it. Right now, pretty women are already out of the market. Extremely pretty, extremely beautiful women who have brains are already out of the market for men. You cannot touch unless you have billions in the bank. And it is going to get even worse. We're going to get to a point where now even the ones that you think you you can get touch, you will not be able to touch. Right now, they still have a little bit of, strength, because there are still women who are still brainwashed, who are still pick-me's, who they can access. A time is coming when even pick-me will not be there, my friend. Even the pick-me will not be there. So you will have two options. If you want a vagina, and vagina is honeypot. The penetration of the vagina is different from the penetration of the ass. So if you want to penetrate something that is loving, something that is going to love you, something that is going to learn your roots, you will have to be a simp. Or shut up and go behind your fellow man. That's what is happening. I know a lot of them, they are praying that, this sprinkle thing, you need to stop. Sprinkle is going to give birth. And what sprinkle has given birth to is going to give birth again. And again and again and again. Yes. Olundo klenyga roots. It's only the vagina that lenyo roots. It's only the vagina. So, yeah. That's the future. If you are, na kuonyesha future. Kama unaona haikufurahishi, jitoe mapema. I was telling them that they will marry. Yes. They're going to reach a point where they don't have no option. The generational cycle, as we've broken the generational cycle of Africa. When you see Africa reclaiming and gaining its power back, know that the divine feminine is the one that has been unlocked. Now, after the divine feminine has been unlocked, everybody will be answerable. The racist will be answerable. You will be so answerable, guys. And I'm telling you, the feminine rage is very terrible. The world is afraid of powerful women coming together and running the show. But that is what is going to happen come rain, come sunshine. Once powerful women have come together to run the show, people like Elon. Have you guys seen Elon Musk? Elon Musk needs a mother. People who live close to him. He's depressed. If you don't know, probably has seen what the future is looking like and he does not like it. Because he deals with space a lot. Does he deal with space? He deals with robotics a lot. He needs a mother. Yeah, he's going through literally, and the world is not seeing. Elon is like Brian Chira. Brian Chira needed a mother. And when he met Nyako, he was like, I felt the motherly instinct. Because that motherly instinct, it comes with vagina. The motherly instinct and vagina are like this. And men need it so bad. Men need it so bad. Without it, they are nothing. They cannot survive. Without that motherly instinct, the men, they hate the world. So even as women, you must know that the men around you, they are not men without you. The things they say outside there are the things that you women, you say. Men are women in another dimension. Men are low vibrational women. So, check on the men in your life. Check on the men in your life. And me, I advocate for love. Check on them and check them. Check on them and check them. And let's step into the divine feminine energy and move. Anybody who's going to come here and say, I'm a man hater, yes. Because I've not seen good things that men have done in this world. With all the money they have at their hand, the best thing that a man in Dubai could do is to shit on another woman's mouth just to give them 1 million. That is what men are for you. What men will do when they have the best amount of money is humiliate women as much as they can. And you know what? We've reached a point where as we are a caliber of women, we don't want to be humiliated anymore. We will not engage. We will not engage. We will not engage in your humiliation. And guess what? Thank for that humiliation of yours that has made women like myself to stand on their own. When we stand on our own now, we become the leaders. When we become the leaders, chini. Enda ukae chini omera. Usiongee kabla uambiwe uongee. Kaa chini. And the ones in Kenya, I don't know what you will do because now alcohol restriction is being put in place. I love the current government. Men think that they are alcoholics. Men, you cannot manage alcohol. Cannot engage with emotions. Alcohol is water science. You cannot engage with emotions. Women are better at engaging with emotions than you guys. So you're going to have to sit down. Yes, keti chini. And you know, and somewhere, let me tell you a secret as a woman. Men fear women on default. You know, and let me just tell you the story of my brother. You know, when we were young, my brother used to fear girls so much. I did not understand. I did not comprehend that fear that my brother had towards girls because he was such a stubborn boy. But the only thing that would make him shut up was the girls in his class. Those ones he was afraid even, he couldn't even talk, he would tetemeka like this. Men fear women on default. On default. So as a woman, you must stand your ground with a man. Don't look at men and then those big bodies of theirs to intimidate you that they have power or they are confident. Men, first of all, don't have confidence. Men are not built with confidence. The ones that gain it, they gain us on their own. Men have no ability to manifest things into the physical dimension. They only use women. Have you ever seen that at puberty, a man's hips broaden? Zero confidence. If you see a confident man, know there is a woman. Say that his mother, his sister, or his wife. Zero confidence. I will try testing it. Because me personally, for me to come here and tell you I've tested it. I've met men who are huge waders like this. Same. The same. Zero confidence. They fear women. They fear women so much. They don't know how to argue with women. They don't know how to. That's why they're always quick to they will beat you up. Because they don't know. So, as a woman, if you're afraid of a man, I don't know, if you're trying to impress a man, you're dressing up for a man, you're seeking male validation, you are weakling, you're seeking weakling, you'll never be powerful. Women who truly become powerful are the ones who they listen to criticism from their fellow women. They seek validation from their fellow women. Those are the women who end up becoming the most powerful on the planet. Women who walk around seeking male validation, wanting men to like them. Those ones now are the bottom of the barrel. It's rotten. Akili imetoboka haiko. There's nothing empty debe up here. If you see a woman that is constantly, hey, men, akuna akili. That's how you know. The writings are always on the walls. The writings are always on the walls. But when you see a woman who truly wants to make a difference, in fact, if you're a woman who wants to make a difference and perhaps you are stuck, stop listening to men. Stop listening to what a man has to say. You can give them a chance to speak, yes, but never take that opinion to heart. And also never ignore opinions from women. Never ignore, even however ratchet, however bitter they are, take it and flip it in a way that you can look at it, you will see something there. Women are very spiritual people. If you want to be free, start seeking validation only from women. And when you seek validation from women, you are directly seeking validation from yourself. You will get true response. You will get true answers. You will get true feedbacks. Men, the only thing they want to see is your ass and your boobs. Even the ones who are at the top there, the ones who are bankers, who are billionaires, your boobs and your ass. It's a shame, but that's what it is. So, yeah, that's what it is. And if you think there's another, some a lot of people always ask, why are you so confident? You're so confident. I don't take criticism from men. That's why I'm so confident. I don't. I will find some pick me and a man laughing at me because my boobs are small. You are foolish, my friend. I will not even listen to you. I don't take criticism from men. I don't take criticism from my own father at home. I don't take criticism from my brother because there was a time I did and all of it led me astray. All of it led me astray. I don't listen. And a lot of times I've realized that even men who have come into my life and spoken something meaningful, they got it from a woman they were with. They got it from a woman they were with one day. A woman said something and then they're like, oh, by the way, that's how men live. Men are memorial things. They remember. When a woman says a quote, they will remember it. When they read a book, they will remember it. Those are the things they walk around spewing. And they change it all the time. When women start saying that, men are always siding with women. That is one thing also you must know. When women come out and say, oh, we don't like spaghettis. Tomorrow you will start hearing men saying that, by the way, spaghettis are really bad, Spaghettis are really bad. We should now stop eating spaghettis. Before a woman says it, they will never say it. Show me. They will never. So that is who they are. We must live with them the way they are. And some of them, they even have premature baldness. They have premature baldness, meaning nature has set them in a way that they reach a certain point and they naturally lose their history. They reach a certain point and memory is naturally gone. Those are the things you're seeking validation from. You. See, they're even afraid of... Yes! Like me. And I'm telling you, men fear me. I will tell you that for free. Even the high-ranking ones can never talk to me just anyhow. Why? Because I've changed my psyche. I know where God is. I know who God is. God to me is not a man. God to me is not a man. So men, men don't joke around with me. Men respect me. They always want to serve me. And that is the only relationship that I want. Service. Because they are very strong. They have the muscles. Cannot, compete. The things that I need them to do, they do them, and efficiently and effortlessly, and I appreciate. But that's just where it ends. And if you joke with me, I replace you. I will have you in my life because you're doing something for me. You joke around, I replace you because there's a long line waiting to be on that list. You joke and you're gone. There's a certain boy, I told him, pretend I am dead. Pretend I am, even if you see me, because we constant, we see each other a lot. I told him, even if you see me, pretend I am dead. Don't ever look at me, don't ever talk to me, because I will not answer, I will embarrass you. So pretend I am. I told him that, and literally he took it, and usually when he sees me, he pretends I'm dead. And I tell myself in my head, thank you very much. You are a very good boy. You are following instruction. And when I am done, when I am tired of treating him like that, I will maybe come back and tell him, okay, by the way, you served your time in jail. Now you can get out. But before then, because men also, they do certain things just to see if you're going to allow it. If you allow it, they're now bringing you, they will bring you this thing like this, like, they will bring you water worth this. If you drink it, next Sunday now they are bringing this. If you take one man's bullshit, next Sunday is this. Where? Me, you do this and you're gone. Gone! Get the fuck out of my face. If I have to take a restraining order, I will. I don't wait for the water to turn into a storm. Never. So women, tutumieni akili, let's use our common sense. Let's use our common sense. I know there are women who are digmatized. It's easy for me to behave this way because I'm not digmatized. But also I comprehend the women who are digmatized. Of which digmatization, I think it's low self-esteem. For you to be digmatized, you must be having a very low self-esteem. Low, bottom of the barrel self-esteem. Any woman who has self-esteem can never allow certain things to happen. Like literally me, what I saw my mother go through. If I have to go through the same thing, I would rather die. I would rather die. Cannot. Never. Never, never. And loneliness. Loneliness is low self-esteem. Loneliness is so low self-esteem, my friend. Loneliness means you hate your own company. My friend, me, I can be, in fact, I'm at a point where if you're not going to be fun to me more than I am fun to myself, I cannot hang out with you. I'd rather be by myself. My company is so amazing to me that when I am always with people, I'm thinking, what time are they going to leave me alone? I need to go back to be my beloved. I swear to God, when I am with people, especially work-related things, I'm always like, when will it end? I need to go. When will it end? I need to go be with myself. And then some people say lonely. Lonely where? Lonely because you don't like yourself. And you will be lonely for the rest of your life. A man will not fix it. You will be living with a man, but you are lonely in the bedroom, crying every night. And you know, women, you age when a man is around you. You age easily when a man is around you. Start looking like you are 40 when you are 20-something years old. Where? Some of us, me, I said no. Niliangalia hiyo darubini nilikuwa mdogo nikasema hapana, hapa spiti. Yo. You know, to be able to take disrespect from a man is to be able to disrespect God as a woman. To allow your body to be beaten. Hey, kwanza me beating my body. Hey, Omera, kitabo tufike hapo. Hey, I cannot even. I'd rather run away. Guys, I'd rather muguni ponye than niwache mtu to lay their hands on me. I'd rather run. I'd rather become a Kalenjin and run away for my life. I cannot. Somebody just and some people, they let Adi macho, Adi black eye, Adi disrespect. And as a woman, always know that when you allow your body to be beaten like that, all of us are being beaten with you. We are so connected. We are so connected. When you are being beaten like that, we are being beaten with you. Leave. I'd rather you live on the streets. Me, I'd rather you live on the streets. Gee. Yeah, men are energy vampires. And you know, there's this demonic thing in men where they'll want a woman. Like, let's say a very high vibrational woman. I've seen it with my friends who we went to university with. A man will come and pick, and me, my friends have always been the way I am. Like, literally, I also have friends who are very smart, friends who are very beautiful, that I went with to campus. And then a man will get their hand on a friend of mine. And because they are intimidated by this girl's beauty and this girl's intellect, and they're just intimidated by the way this girl is, they want to humble her. So you know what they do? They sleep with a house help. I cannot. And then the house help now, after sleeping with the house help, they make sure the house helps now start disrespecting this woman, this grandiose woman that they got. And you know, I'm talking to you about grandiose women. Grandiose women get cheated on. Women who have PhDs, women who have studied, women who have everything. Beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. They get humiliated. It's not even cheating. Cheating is like doing something behind someone's back. Then they do it so that you find out. Hey, Do you like men at all? I've never found any that I like. Up to this point, I'm now heading, I'm almost in my 30s. And up to this point, I've never met. I always tell you this story. The only man that I met that I thought was something turned out to be nothing. So I've never met a man that is worthy. And when I look at the type of men you put, because you know, when you look at the celebrities are the collective consciousness amplified. So when I look at the men that men are amplifying, the type Elon Musk. Do you know the type of men that are amplifying Elon Musk? Men who need mommy, the world is so harsh. Mommy, why is the world like this? Those are the type of men. That is Elon. You know, Elon Musk he's the creme de la creme of a lot of men. Look at him. Look at their creme de la cremes. Look at the men who are Akina. How is this boy called? Didi. The likes of Didi. Didi. Those are the type of men. You know, and and I'm not saying maybe they are not good men out there. Maybe there are, but nobody's giving them energy for the world to see them. Nobody is proliferating them for us to see. So I'm always, as long as I'm alive, every day we see. But up to this point, up to today, I've not seen. So maybe tomorrow I'll see, or the day after tomorrow I'll see. But up to today, nothing. I've not seen. In fact, men, they hate black women. And you know, I'm dark South Sudanese. Me, I have roots from South Sudan. So I'm very dark. And you know, the type of men that we have today, they think dark skin is something to disrespect. Where? Don't bring that to me, my friend. If you come from a family or a village where dark skinned people are disrespected, never bring that to me. Never bring that to me. Yeah. Nitakuuma na my spiritual teeth utachanga. And you know, men are very easy to bewitch. Just the same way they are not fully there. It's easy to bewitch them, and that is the reason why you cannot rely on them. Because women will bewitch them. Even a low vibrational woman can bewitch Elon Musk, and he will fall for it. So they are very easy to bewitch. They are very easy to toss around. Sina kazi ya hiyo mimi. That's why akili ni nywele wengine hawana. Akili ni nywele wengine hawana. Even in the spiritual, well, this men are even, yeah. And you know, the colonizer came and decided, you know what? These Kutuans are the ones who are going to put, to lead you everywhere, to lead you in church, to lead you in hospitals, to lead you in schools, to lead you in governments, to lead you. Women, we have a lot of work to do. If you think the work is small, we have a lot of work to do, and I hope you guys are bracing yourselves for it. Because literally, for us to turn the world upside down, then we have to live in a world where all leadership, women, all churches, women, all hospitals, women, all schools, women. Until the world gets to a point where government is women, elites is women, school teachers are women, doctors are women, mostly women. That is what I mean. We are not yet anywhere. Because the men who are, and that is why you see the way we are moving slowly. We are moving slowly. An issue, a Palestine issue that is supposed to be solved in a month or two, we are still dealing with it up to today. We're still dealing with Ukraine. We're still dealing with Congo. We're still, you know why? Because the leader, the man, slugging, walking like snails. Moving slowly. In one issue, we spend 1 month there. One issue, we spend 1 month. One issue, we spend 1 year there. That's how you know leadership is mediocre. And you should see the corporate. You know, guys, if you don't work in the corporate, and by the way, I want to wind up. I feel called to wind up. If you don't work in the corporate, you will disrespect the corporate when you get in. Me, you know me, I'm somebody who I'm chap. I've always been chap. Let's do this, let's finish, let's go to something else. Let's do this, let's finish, let's go to some corporate. Just picking this ring from this table, it will be like, see who needs to sign. They are still on vacation. Oh, they're coming back to vacation after 3. For things to move in the corporate world, it takes years. Yeah, somebody's on leave. Have you guys seen the corporate? It's a joke. The corporate is a joke. Nothing is moving. It is stagnant. Me, when I do one job, for your money to come, for your money to be disbursed, it has to, so and so is supposed to sign. I don't know who, and they're on leave. I don't know, it is, hey. If you see we are not building anything, it's not because we are insufficient. It's because it is slow. Things are very slow. At work of, yeah. And it's so annoying. I'm glad that people have experienced that, because me, when I started working with corporate people, I was like, is this how people work? Something that is supposed to take 2 minutes or even 1 day, and it is done and it is over and done with. And especially Europe. Hey, there was a time I was involved with the European Union. Hey, the UN. Hey, guys, those are just names. Never even try that you want to work there. Names. There's not, and the process is so slow, and it's usually these white people. And maybe it's because it's in Africa. They don't want to rush our things. I don't know whether in Europe they're also moving at that speed, but they are moving so slow. When you feel like, oh gosh, when are we? This thing is supposed to be over. It is the people we have in leadership that are moving slow. Some of them are sick. A lot of them are sick. A lot of them are depressed. In Europe, it's annoying. How do you keep up? Me, I could not. It is so slow that it can make you angry. It can make you mad. They're so slow with their movement. I cannot work in a place like that, my friend. No. These people are just seated, doing like, they're just like this way. And it is the same thing they're doing every day. Mungu abadilishe, making unnecessary and thoughtful. Yes, like, things need to change. Women, man up. And you know how we're going to take over? Just follow the right path. Don't be this person who you want to jump from here to here, from here to here. Look at what you want to take over and take it off. If you are a woman in Africa, especially the lotions that we apply, the things that Unilever supply. Do you know the things that Unilever supply? Toiletries, these small things in the house. Guys, please take over those businesses. Take over those businesses and do them with integrity. There's a lot of space to make money. Me, when people are saying money is not there, there's a lot of space to make money. It's just that there's not enough people who are willing to do the work that it requires. Because this work is not easy. It's not easy to be consistent. Especially when you have no support. And there's no support. I will tell you that for free, by the way. People who follow me, who you think that you're going to do the work and get to a certain place, and then somebody is going to miraculously support you. You will do the work from scratch from day one up to the last day. Nobody will support you. Nobody will support you, and the people who will show up at you, let me support you, they they want to eat from you. If you reach a point where now people are coming at you, oh, let me support you, everybody's looking for their own food, bread and butter. Life is a DIY project, and the sooner you realize that, the better for you. Anyway, I'm going to go and finish this live through the song as usual. Let me do it. I want to sing it now when I'm standing. And just to dedicate a song, I want to dedicate a song to Chira, Brian Chira. I'm Chira, Brian Chira. So I'm going to, let me move this thing here, probably, so that I'm also still visible. I want to dedicate a song to Brian Chira. And then, after that, I'm going to leave this live. And I hope today is the last live of me. This is first time. First time is over. So I think I'm going to take I don't know whether I should take a week break or something. And then I come back now, we start the second semester. Because the second semester, I want to go live every Sundays. I told you guys. Every Sundays, I want to go live. So there's this song that is called Yesu Onindo Ejasi. If you're an SDA, you know the song. I'm going to be singing it in honor of I'm Chira, Brian Chira. And if you know it, sing it with me. So, there it is. I hope the soul of Brian Chira rest in peace. After this, we're going to sing the anthem. Yesu Onindo Ejasi, Go Kano Nangalili, Ahiti Manum To Okudo, Binambi Gore Malit, Jopunjre Chewe Giloro, Rod Okine Ukwazo, Eka Yesu no Kwero Apaka, no Chiko Yembegile, To Yembega Paka Winjo Wachrot Kweuru, Kata Apaka Manam Lunwe, Makelo Kibaji Gigoroniji, To Ongegi Moro Manyalolimo, Ino Kamarot Polonino, Gigmoko Dutono Winchikne, Kweuru, Gigmoko Dutono Winchikne, Mondo Ukwe. Brian Chira, this is for Brian Chira. May he rest in peace. You guys can send doves. This is just between me and him and my audience. May he rest in peace. Yes, peace be still. Tanandra, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yesu achandoratine, apakani echunya, temruokto obiro kayomo, ayengini ruoth konya, kethruok awinjo kohewa, chunya odhier chutho, to Yesu biro learn from his story. He did his part. May he rest in peace. There is no hell, only heaven, and that boy is now in heaven. Hell does not exist. Chira's soul rest in peace. To me, in my own dimension, I have buried him. So yeah, let's do the East African anthem and then I'm gone. Guys, now I feel like peeing. That's why I'm just like, but I want to finish before I go. Tomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu yote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Na hata mashambani tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Yes. So guys, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. So guys, that's it. I might take a break and then start twice a week, or not. I'll inform you guys. But anyway, yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for being here and see you soon.